Wow, we have already like Max in the chat saying dramatic entrance. For a second, I wasn't sure you were gonna show
Oh, my
up.
bad. I had turned the camera off 'cause I
Yeah, I
got
was like,
nervous
shit,
of
is he
looking at
gone?
myself, and then I turned my mic off too, and then I was texting somebody. The story of my life. I always miss deadlines.
Well,
But
we're
the music had me pumped up though. I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm going to I'm going to a party out there in Dubai."
yeah, this is I mean, I don't really go out that much anymore. We're just the market's green. I don't know how people do it, but trying to bring a bit of like a vibe. And we've been talking about this stream for a while now, and I'm super excited that you've agreed to come up on the show. And I think we have like so many things to talk about. I've already gotten like a lot of questions from people. A lot of people didn't know you were back. How long has it been you've like basically resurfaced with your new account? It hasn't been that long, no?
Well, I guess it depends on when they last saw me because I got suspended on December 20th. So, at that point, there was a I guess I was a different place in my life, but either way, I don't know why I got suspended. So I was using Twitter as an outlet or X as an outlet for a lot of stuff, and so it was kind of a bummer that I got suspended. So I didn't really know what to do after that in terms of social media. So I had another account that I had made a while ago, and so I was just using that to like stay in touch with Web3 and crypto Twitter, and then probably around the bottom of the market in well, not the very bottom, but near the bottom of the market in March, I finally started like coming out to people and saying, "Hey, I'm Franklin." It's very cringe, I guess, because it wasn't like the same account with a bunch of followers. It was just some random account. Probably had like 50 followers on it, like very small amount of followers. So I understand if people were like, "Who is this?" And especially if there's no mutuals. So um, I had to experiment a little bit of bringing an account back from scratch. Starting over in Web3 in a way. I mean, I started my old account with zero, so it's a good challenge to start over again. It was definitely a bummer that
Yeah, I
I
bet.
lost the big one, but yeah, I guess around March or mid March is when I started first letting people know who I was, but only a small amount. I still was kind of nervous of going back, like putting my face and name on stuff
I
because
mean,
I
look,
didn't
the
want to get.
chat, by the way, the chat is lighting up. We've got EDK. Like, there's people already saying Franklin is alive. Hell yeah, he is. He's
Yeah,
here.
I'm here.
He
This is
never
me.
left. He's always
Yeah,
been
yeah, I
here.
really did never leave. Like as soon as I got suspended, I was active on the other account, but just nobody knew it was me. It was just more of a way to keep in touch and stay sort of in the trenches, figure out what was going on.
I
But
remember when you DM
yeah.
me, you're like, "This is Franklin, by the way," because you had a completely different name, which I thought it was hilarious. And you're like, "This is Franklin, by the way." I had to like, I called like Erica. I double check. I was like, "Is this legit? Like, am I being scammed?" You're like,
Now you were early though. See, I like saw you pop up somewhere, so I was like, okay, let me let you know who I am. But
yeah.
yeah, you're like a day one for this new account, so I really appreciate you, and so that's one of the main reasons why I came on your stream.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I mean, it was funny, honestly. I just thought you weren't even verified. I don't even know, but like for those that are, following me, they know I try to do my best to GM back to everybody. I'm like managing my own account, so I do know my reply guys. And I don't know, your
Oh,
your
okay,
name
good.
at the time was like quite hilarious. And we're seeing Phoenix here saying Franklin's an all-time legend. We need him back as FT hero. I mean, yes.
Oh yeah, Fantasy Top. Yeah, so I would love to go back to Fantasy Top if they choose me. I was doing very well. Like even the week they got suspended, I was probably top 10 hero that week, and then just got nerfed. So a lot of my holders, or all my holders, had to transfer to other cards, other heroes. But I'm just mad because I never got paid my royalties for trading. So I'm kind of like, all right, Fantasy Top, it's been almost 8 months. Can I get something back for the value I provided? But if not, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, we'll get into more details in terms of
Have
missed
you reached
opportunities,
out
things
to the
I lost.
team? What did the team say? Was it because your account was suspended, or by the way, we got some
I
love in
I,
the chat here. Ira, I think I love Franklin. You still got a lot of
I
fans. think
Good
it's
to
hard
know.
to like think of 2021, 2022 like without like thinking of you of your account. So definitely a lot of people out there that I'm sure would be really happy to see you.
That's good.
Vanity Top, do right by not by Franklin. Yes, absolutely. Why aren't they paying? Unfair.
I mean I asked them multiple times, but it seems like they have other things to work on. I know they just migrated to base, so like I'm sure on the list of priorities, paying one of the heroes who got suspended is probably not part of like their mechanism yet. So I'm not like I've asked enough times to not to stop worrying about it, but it'd be nice. It would be nice to sort of close that loop before I ever were to get started back on there again. But if not, it is what it is. I'm not like mad at anybody for it. It wasn't. I'm sure it's just not part of their system to like if they change heroes, whatever they do about that to like still pay the old one. It might just be like a little glitch in their system.
One thing that's
So,
scary
but
though for a lot of accounts is honestly seeing such a big and influential account, which you were, get suspended with nothing to do about. Like we have a lot. I mean, there is quite a few like profiles right now that are suspended, but generally, there's always a way to find your way back to it.
mhm.
Like, why hasn't it
Mitch got
worked?
Yeah. suspended
Yeah,
around the
exactly.
same
The
time, and we were both
retardios,
heroes. So
all the retardio. I mean, that's a coordinated attack. Do you think there's a conspiracy against against Franklinisbored? Did people like
I
team
don't
up to
know.
get you
I don't know
canceled?
who hates. I don't know why anybody would hate me. I'm a very lovable guy. I've done I've done great things for a space. So who knows why people would hate Franklin? Maybe y'all can enter in the chat and then we can just go at it one on one.
I mean, your trolls were legendary. I would say your your level of trolling.
Maybe that's the reason why.
I think a lot of people got upset. Like, what's up with the Kamala tweets? I'm pretty sure a lot of people wanted to know. There was a time where you went all in. Is it because like you are a liberal, or you just wanted to like fill the timeline? Do you think that's what? Because it was after not so long afterwards, right, that your account got suspended. By the
Yeah, so
way,
I'm definitely looking for a
someone
donation.
someone just donated to the stream
That's
using
good.
Donate GG. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but I really appreciate you. Franklin on the stream. Woo.
Awesome,
Yes,
awesome.
we got it.
Yes.
Thank you
Keep
for
donating more.
supporting.
And so so with Kamala, I mean I didn't know she was going to be running until what almost a little over a year ago, so late July. But even before then, I mean Biden was running. It was honestly tough to support him on the timeline. But I think a combination of Biden and Kamala that made me. I was very anti-Trump basically, so it didn't really matter who Trump was running against. It just happened to be Biden at one point and Kamala Harris at another point. So I just was really upset with how um, he governed himself, and especially how the end of his first term went. And didn't think that we were going to be better off this time around than before. He's known to go back on his word a lot. I mean, he was already coming out against crypto during his first term. So it's hard for me to trust somebody who was that bearish on crypto when they were in charge and could have pumped our bags the first time around. Um, I mean,
Did you
yes,
change your mind
since he got
a
elected,
little
or
bit?
since oh, go ahead.
Did you change your mind a little bit given the current market
A
situation?
little bit. I mean, once I came back with my new account, I had an idea Pump Fund was going to do their TGE since I was in it. So I had to like make sure I was a little bit more bullish than than I was last year. And plus, the market had bottomed out so much. I was like, okay, we can't really go down any further. But I mean, looking at my handy dandy trustable source on my phone, um, like Fartcoin. Since Trump took over, Fartcoin's down 46%. Solana's down 22%. Bitcoin's up 14%. ETH is up 40%. But like I'm in the Solana trenches all the time, so if down 20%, down over 20% since he took over, I could just make the argument that it would have been better under Kamala Harris. And it's just easy to say, hey, if so and so was in power, things would be better off. And I think Trump doing that last year, or in a year before, while Biden was in power, made him very easy to support in terms of in our space in crypto. All you have to do is say, "Oh, the market's down. If I were in charge, the market would be up." So yeah, I definitely have to give him credit if the market's up now, which it is for Bitcoin and ETH. Um, we still haven't hit an all-time high for ETH yet. It's been 6 months since he took over, so we're still waiting for that. But maybe soon that'll happen.
Hopefully. I mean, as a European, it's always quite entertaining to look at, US politics. Definitely more detached in the sense. Obviously, it's not a country, but they do have
It's
a massive.
it's the same over here. Like as liberal as I am, and as much as I didn't like don't like Trump, um, I don't have any idea what conservatives and liberals do across the pond. Like I couldn't even care less about who's in charge or what are y'all doing over there. So as like anti MAGA I am, I'm still, I guess, America centered in terms of figuring out like what's going on in the world. I just care about stuff over here more than where you're at.
Understandable.
So I know how you feel about us. I mean, you're probably like, what is going on over there in America? It's just very interesting. Getting older and like figuring out, okay, what really matters to me and what really matters to the country, and what people care about. It's just very interesting seeing how I've navigated through. And then I've spent so much energy on politics last year that I just don't have the energy for it this year. And sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes I'm like, dang, I probably should care more about what's going on instead of just um, scrolling, routing myself on Twitter all day.
I mean, it's always like the anticipation is always more exciting than the actual,
Mhm.
like, you know, destination. And I think that's true for like all these like electoral campaigns that go on. There's so much like attention, and the media is really all focused on that. So I think that's more exciting than seeing like what's necessarily happening now. But regardless of that, so let's rewind a little bit, because you were Franklinisbored and you came back as Franklin, the Pump.Fun guy. And you mentioned you got in early in Pump Fun. How does one get early in Pump Fun? Like, how did
That's a
you?
that's a great question. I'll just walk through, I guess, my crypto journey from maybe the end of my Bored Ape era to the beginning of Pump Fun. So about 2 years ago, I had a big gambling loss and was just really upset. Well,
Erica
well, that's
just
not something to
donated.
cheer about,
That's
but
Erica
yeah,
that just
this
donated to
could
the
this could add
stream.
to my this could add to my fun of the money that I lost. So yeah, I just logged off Twitter. I didn't deactivate my account. I just got off, and so I actually used the account that I have now to like snoop around, but I wasn't really active on it. Um, so everybody was like, "Where's Franklin? Where's Franklin?" And I was still monitoring the market. It wasn't going too well, so I was just going through a lot of things in my personal life. I had separated from my now ex-wife to be move out of state. So there was a lot going on. At one point, at the beginning of last year in February, I was like, okay, I think I should sell my ape. It's the market has sort of it pumped a little bit. The NFT market pumped a little bit in February. ETH went from like 15 to 2,000 to like almost 3,000. So I was like, okay, it's a good time to just get out of here. So I
Was that
did,
the
and so
ape,
once I did,
the
hmm?
golden ape?
Yeah, the gold ape. So I hadn't tweeted for almost about 6 months, almost 6 months. And then the next tweet was me selling my gold ape. That's at the end of an era. So that end of an era was going to be, I guess, the beginning of a new era in terms of meme coins, because I didn't realize that Solana meme coins were really like doing it back then. This is again February of 2024. So as I got more active back in the space, I could see, okay, these are certain meme coins like Harambe or Retardio or um, whatever those like some of those coins were just really taking off back then. And Wireless, if you followed her on X with a Y instead of a E for wireless,
I
um,
love her takes. She's
she
great.
she hit me up. I think she might have hit me up about I think either she first DM'd me or we were talking about something else. But then she first introduced me to Pump Fun. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this is a good way to launch meme coins without rugging people, because it starts at implied price, implied liquidity, and the only way that it goes up is if people buy it. But you have to trust. Of course, you have to trust the platform to not rug you. So once they became trusted to not rug, it was mm, yeah, just
Someone
like
said
that.
Franklin
Start
should
that.
buy back his ape.
Well, maybe we'll see. Well, I have to wait for the market to come back down first. But yeah, with Pump Fun, yeah, that was just like, I mean, everybody knows how Pump Fun works now, so I don't want to have to, I shouldn't have to explain like the bare bones behind it. But that's how I got in touch with Alon, and he was really, he was a lot more accessible back then than he is now. So we got to talking about funding and doing the seed round, and so the rest is history. I think in April, either March or April of last year is when I submitted my payment for that. And if you take the money that I made from the ape sale, uh, just pretend that that's still. I don't want to get into much details of how much money I got, but basically any money that I made after the ape sale, uh, I kind of it hasn't really been a good trading year and a half for me, so we'll just wash all that out. And so then the money that I sent to Pump Fund for the investment is pretty much my that and whatever I got out of Bored Apes, pretty much my main portfolio right now. So I'm very happy that I picked two sort of 0 to 1 type company investments. That's something I really take pride in terms of okay, I'm like 2 for 2 in terms of things I'm super duper bullish about in the space, despite any other losses or anything else I've gone through. I'm pretty happy with how that went about. So yeah, just the rest is history in terms of Alon and Pump Fun. I started making a bunch of Pump Fun coins. People were like wondering what I was doing. I couldn't just say, "Oh, I invested in them," because that'd be too obvious. So I just had to wait it out, go through an account suspension, and come back and try to really bull post my bags because um, Pump Fun does get a lot of hate, and I think we all saw that in the past month or so. So it's good to be on the side that's winning and having a hated rally.
Someone's asking, how much money did Franklin make on Pump Fun? Of course,
So I got
crypto people
in
are
at
so
150
nosy. They
million.
just want to see like
No, it's
numbers. I have a friend
I
that
no, that's how
asked.
it is in crypto. You always like anytime you see somebody talk, you gotta know how much cash they have behind it, how much money they're in it. So I put in 0.01% valuation. So that's how much I own for Pump Fund. So you can do the math. But um, so that's about what 400 grand right now. But I'm not getting any of that money. I'm not like dumping that on your heads. Not until next year. Next year I will get 12.5% of that a year after TGE, and then the rest 37.5% over the next 3 years. So I won't even get the other half of that at all. So any type of dumping that happened after the pre-sale came from the people who bought into the pre-sale, not people like me. I'm still going to be bullish, and I don't, and I, and having that sort of lockup allows me to like not care about uh, should I sell or should I get out or anything like that. I can just keep keep being max bullish and trolling people on the timeline.
I mean, you did get in one of the most successful companies ever in crypto, and not a lot of people that are doing some angel investing can say that a lot. I would say most investments in these companies don't necessarily end, you know, very well for investors, or at least in the
Right.
past years, it's just not really been the best, or at least, most people around me, myself included, have, yeah, let's say
Would
like,
you get into the Pump Fund pre-sale if you had a chance
yeah, for
uh,
sure.
a year
100%.
ago?
I saw it when it came out, and I just thought the aesthetic and that schizo like vibe was super hilarious. I just vibe with it. I was like just buying trash. Like I was like just buying things that were like all these cat pictures. It was fun, and I really liked the fact that it really, you could see trends emerge. Like I'm a big brain rotter. I love TikTok. And it's kind of the same thing. Like the strongest trends get rewarded in a sense, right? They become tokens, and you can anticipate where things are gonna go just by seeing what's picking up. Like there was a big news happening in the market, there's gonna be some token about it. I just thought that was like really interesting, and we are trying to tokenize everything, and I see Someone was
Oh,
asking. There we go.
if
Franklin,
you if
are
you
you
look at my Twitter
single?
feed, you can figure out what my type is. But yeah, I'm definitely single. I got divorced earlier this year, so uh, as a result, yeah,
Well, that person paid $5 to know that.
yeah. I mean, that's the answer. Is just look at my look at the people who I interact with. I don't. I'm pretty honest myself on what I like.
Max is
So that's fine.
saying, Max is saying, pump fun made my brain rotting profitable. Indeed, Max, I know
Right.
he has like Max brain rots more than me, and he was like whenever there was some like really hyped and just like trends emerging or like brain rot, whatever that we're picking up, insta checking if there was a token, and he caught a bunch of those like pretty early. There's teams that are just launching coins based off of Elon's tweets or whatever. They just scrape the web and have these automatic coins being deployed, and the ones that are stronger will like catch up. So it's a fun casino to play, especially if you're like plugged in. You can get early to a lot of stuff, but it's I guess it's a new type of degenning. I don't know what you would call it. Like,
Right. I yesterday I joined a Telegram chat where they all they do is scan TikTok for the next meme. And I saw, like how you can type like a question and then a bot will answer. Somebody typed in lore space the contract address. So now they have a bot that can, I guess, figure out the contract address and figure out what it is, and then like look up the lore of it on TikTok without you even have to check TikTok yourself. So it's very sophisticated now in terms of finding that. So we spend a lot of brain power finding the brain rot material to buy memes on. So it's interesting how the space has evolved. If you call that evolution, maybe it's the opposite way around because we call it brain rot, but you know what I mean.
there's some pretty brain. I don't know if it's like brain. It's fun if you think about it. Like trends do start on TikTok. Like the TikTok scrapers are. I think TikTok has the platform that has the most scrapers. They are able to tell like what's picking up just instantly. I get a lot of news from there. I'm surprised there's not like a Jet2 holiday meme coin that has like pump, because I don't know if you brain rot, but that song has been
No,
like
there is.
stuck.
It's called Jet too. It's
Really?
on it's on Bonk Fun. As much as
But
I hate to say it.
are you?
Maybe it died because Bonk Fun died too. I don't know. So I didn't want that one to die. I wanted that one to keep going because. But maybe we can run it back on Pump. We should run Jet 2 back and
Someone,
on
someone.
on
No,
contract.
I hate that song. I can't. It's been months. It's like the Labubus. I don't get how these trends like they should just accelerate, pop off, top,
Mhm.
and then die, and that song just won't die. And I just I get triggered and it just starts playing in my head. Ask Franklin if hates ETH or Solana more. What do you hate more? The question is that.
Uh,
What do you hate more,
well,
ETH or
I got
Solana?
out of ETH shortly after I sold my ape. So once it pumped to like 4K, I was pretty much done with it and moved full time to Solana. So I guess if I had to hate one coin, it would be ETH. But they're also having a hated rally, so I guess it makes sense, right? They're back at where they were at near all time highs.
They are indeed.
Now, if we did this interview like what 2 months ago, 3 months ago, it would have been very easily to hate ETH because they were down so bad. But now they're killing it. So I miss being Franklinisbored when ETH was at 4,700 in 2021. That was the good old days. Now I'm just pump fun guy, not in ETH at all, and ETH is back at 4,700. So if I could just fast forward 4 years from 4 years ago, I'd be in pretty good shape.
Hopefully we keep going, I think but
We'll
there's
see.
there's one thing to be said about our industry is that meme coins, they found the true product market fit. I say unquote, but it's not unquote. They actually have product market fit, which is like the holy grail of, what us marketeers and founders are trying to achieve. It's really found that fit and found their users, and meme coin have it. And I think this is also one of the reasons why a lot of the industry has been hating so much, besides the fact the rugs, and the scams, is also because, you know, people cannot comprehend how these stupid coins or funny coins or memes are actually having more traction than some of the most, like their smart tech that they're building. And it is upsetting a lot of developers and a lot of builders that are putting time and resource into trying to build products, when they could just deploy a coin and just have to find the funny one. But sometimes, and then they realize they're not that funny. They could do it. Like, what does that say of our industry? Is it just
That's
a
a good question. And I
casino,
had
you know?
another. I know we talked about this earlier, well, offline, but it kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that people also view it as a casino, and so, um, you just ask like, why do casinos make money? Why do the why does the house always win? Why can't we ever get a piece of the pie? Why can't we be have a successful company as another company that hosts such degenerate activities? So I think it all goes hand in hand, where people see a meme coin, or at least a meme, start with a meme coin platform first making money, and then the meme coins itself. Um, with the meme coins itself, it requires investing and being able to sell the top and making profit out of it. And I think it's the same way for any other company that is legit, um, like a stock company like Walmart. Like if you want to make money off of Walmart, you got to buy at the right price and sell for a profit at a higher price. If you buy it and the economy is doing bad and it goes down, then you're just as liable to lose money as you would for a meme coin. So um, things just that's just how things are. If the mood and the mind share and all those big words of a company is not there, then you're going to lose money investing in it.
Maybe faster. Crypto is way more, like, definitely more volatile and like
Yeah, meme coins.
risk
Yeah, you lose
on.
50% of your. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
lose 50% in 2 minutes in meme coins.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, by the way,
we've all
lives
done
in
that.
the we've got Liv in the chat. Hey, girl.
Oh, what's up, Liv?
Good to see the friends. But yeah, I mean, it's at the end, and we've spoke about this before, right? Like, is it just all gambling? Like, are we calling it gambling just when we're losing, or when is it gambling when we're making money as well? Are we here for the casino? It's like the endless question, which at some point also is quite, I don't know. I don't think there's even a point of debating because it's like an endless, like discussion and debate. But I do think that, it's, if we do want to onboard the next wave of users, the next, like generation into crypto, we do need to curate a space and make it clear, right, for people that are coming in. At the end of the day, there is market risk. There is, like, you could definitely have a lot of opportunities, and a lot of people come to crypto because of these opportunities. But there's definitely the casino aspect to it, which can be super fun, to be honest. There's no there's no nothing to say, but there's also like another side to it that not a lot of people talk about, and it's good to have these conversations sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who were in my position when ETH was this high and NFTs are doing well, that held a round trip and sold at the bottom, which is understandable because you don't want to lose everything, especially when you're in an industry that is very risky like crypto. So maybe they're not as vocal about it, or maybe some are in terms of how much they lose and what happens after that. It's definitely like you got to take your personal life into consideration when you're when you're going so hard in crypto because things can turn on a dime. So there's definitely a dark side to being over invested or not having the right discipline in crypto, and that's definitely something that the younger generation who or people who are not even crypto at all who come in, they need to sort of have an education in. But it's one of those like chicken and egg things. It's like, do you learn from losing money before you lose money, or do you have to wait until it happens to actually go through it to experience which comes first and which would be the best for you to do? So don't know if I have the answer to that. I just know that we, as an my American centric point of view,
Americans
we
always the center of the world.
we voted for policies and presidents who enable such gambling and don't want to regulate this industry. So um, it's one of those if you know what you signed up for, and this is what you signed up for, then you just have to deal with it.
I'm just reading the question here. Question for Franklin: are Bored Apes mid, and did they fumble the bag low key?
Um, I definitely still support Yuga and Bored Apes, even if I don't own any. So I would never call them mid. They were a huge part of my life for 2021, 2022, 2023. So they're not mid. Their community is still strong. If you look at the floor price, especially in dollars, it's up from probably a month or so after I sold it. It was down to like under 10 ETH at one point. So and ETH was like 2,000, not even $3,000. So it didn't. Everybody likes to joke and like talk crap about Bored Apes and how they went to zero, but they never did really go to zero. A lot of their meme coins that those people were shilling probably actually hit zero during that time. So we can't keep saying, "Oh, Bored Apes hit zero, Bored Apes hit zero." They didn't hit zero, so there's still there's still demand for it. So I wouldn't call it mid at all. That's not really how I would. Yeah, I wouldn't view it as mid. I think that was just a perception, maybe from Milady's and Remilio's, that they just didn't like Bored Apes, but they're maybe they're mid because they haven't even hit Bored Apes, even when Bored Apes are at their bottom.
Ouch.
I mean, it is what it is.
You did wear a
Maybe they
Milady
bought Bored Apes. Maybe they sold theirs to buy Bored Apes to prop it up. Maybe who knows?
You did wear a Milady PFP at some point. What was that about?
Yeah, I was Remilio. I just wanted something different. I didn't really. I just needed I needed a new profile picture that was NFT. Even though I don't have one now, but it was just cool to be a liberal.
I think you blocked off.
Just go against the grain.
Oh, you're back.
What'd you say?
Oh,
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're good
back?
now.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to be a liberal Remilio and go against the grain. That was pretty much the reason why I like doing it. And I know Vitalik, he picked a Milady. So yeah, for this account, I was Milady profile picture. I just copied, or is that how you say his name? Vitalik?
Vitalik.
The guy from ETH. Yeah.
The guy
So
from ETH. Oh my God.
I copied his profile picture when he changed it because I was already a Remilio last year. So it was good to be like the woke Milady. It's always good to like have that sort of dichotomy in your personality just to throw people off.
Yeah. Someone's asking, what's the most overrated NFT project that's popular right now?
Oh, overrated, man.
Spicy question.
I haven't really been in NFTs since late 2023, so I don't know what new has come out. But I think that anything new that is like coming out now is going to be overrated. I think the old school NFTs from the 2021 bull run are going to run the fastest. If we are indeed back in the NFT bull run, I think people will like to flock to the older NFTs that never gave up. So any team that gave up or any team that's like trying to start now is probably overrated. So I don't have a name for it. But if we want a name, I'll just say Milady's, just because Milady's are overrated and they always will be overrated.
Do you think we're ever gonna see a NFT bull market again?
I think so. I'm a little bit contradictory when I say it, so just block that out before you clip this.
This is, by the way, non-financial advice. The whole stream, non-financial. Yeah, exactly. Do your own research.
NFTs will be back when OpenSea gives me a fat airdrop for all the money that I gave them in the bull run. So you can look up Franklinisbored.eth or JoeBiden.eth and look at how much money that I spent on NFTs in OpenSea, and then you can understand why I want some of my money back. And if we all get our money back from that bull run, we'll definitely throw it back into some NFTs because it'll still be on ETH. So what else is there to do on ETH than just flex NFTs all the time?
When do you think we're gonna get that C airdrop?
hopefully by tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, then I'll be a little bit upset. They're long overdue, so I'm gonna keep saying tomorrow. Tomorrow needs to be the day. Maybe today. Maybe they'll have like breaking news. Um, you know how when you get tweeted "F it, mutant Saturday." What if OpenSea tweets? What if they tweet "Fuck it, airdrop on Saturday"? That would melt a lot of faces. I don't even
Um,
cuss, but I had to do it for your clips. I'm risking it all here.
for clips, are people gonna? Yeah, this is if there's anyone clipping this, this is the moment. Oi, someone's saying now apologize for what you said about
Well,
miladies.
they donated. I mean, they donated in Solana, so it's like, how are you going to defend Milady and then use Solana to donate? Go back to your ETH and pay your $3 in gas fees to donate that, and then maybe I will.
Oof. Damn, what'd you say about that?
I mean, like, why would they send like that much in Solana and then ask me to talk about Miladies? Like, go put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, $2. Brokey.
Yeah, I mean, $2 is $2. P is P, but I'm happy that you got it. But it doesn't mean Miladies are going to be better. Like, just take the money.
Let's see. Oh my god. This donate GG chat, like people are sending more questions through the donate thing in the chat. It's quite funny actually. It's a new it's a plugin. I don't know if you can call it like that from Leap, and this is the second
Oh, that's
time.
right. Yeah, I remember he started that. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the initially like it was to you can donate to charity. I'm based in Dubai, so if I say that I'm raising money for charity, they're going to arrest me, so I'm not doing that, but you know, the platform is connected to charities, so you know, what
It's all good.
could happen.
This
But
is what you're doing now is a charity for the community. So I'm sure they really appreciate your stream.
a charity for the community.
Yes. See, I'm promoting your stream here. It's a charity,
I appreciate
not
that.
like an actual charity, but you're doing everybody a favor by getting some good guests on here, especially today. You did a really good job.
Someone's saying you don't know anything about Milady. You wish you did.
How much you donate? Is that like point zero?
Yeah,
I couldn't
well,
see.
1 point. It's one
It was
dollar
like
41.
it was like that
Damn.
much in ETH. They probably paid more in gas to send that. So I mean, I appreciate the hustle. That means they're actively listening.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so with that
Max is
$1,
saying
you can
cult
buy
was a
you can buy
disappointment.
my promise for $1. You can buy my what's the word? You can buy my clout for $1. So since he donated the $1, I'll just go ahead and say ladies are the best out there. They're severely underrated. Hopefully you can buy one before the end of the stream because it's going to moon. Just like what Eric Trump said in February. Just gotta buy it, hold the line, buy it, come back in 4 months and dunk on somebody who's talking junk about you on the timeline, like he did with Ashley.
Ah, yeah, that was hilarious. The guy like went back in his tweets and dug up Ashley's tweet. That
Yeah,
was pretty
and
legendary.
I did the same for Bonk Fun, so we'll get to that.
Yeah, we so what's your take on the launchpad wars? Like I've obviously you've been very animated. You've been tweeting a lot about, you know, like Pump and Bonk. What's happening? Like what's the beef? What's the current
Well,
situation of the
I
beef?
had I had been bullish about Pump ever since the start, so I wasn't really big on Bonk. I know Bonk, the actual coin Bonk, was like killing it whenever I sold my ape. So meme coins in general were just going, going ham. And then Pump Fun came around, and I was just bullish on Pump Fun. I didn't intend for it to be only a certain amount of meme coins that I like and a certain amount that I don't like. It should have been the entire meme coin space as a whole should grow together. But what Bonk Fun did when launching Bonk Fun, which was part of Radium, Radium allowed other companies to host launch pads on their launch pad because they needed to get some volume back from Pump Swap, because Pump Swap is Pump Fund's way of taking the volume back from Radium. So I was all for the company that I invested in doing things to make more money. So when a competitor comes in and like tries to take some of that away and then like brag about it, yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like my bags, I need to protect my bags. So that's why I go so hard for Pump Fun. And even if, let's say a month ago or a few weeks ago, even if the tides were different and a lot of people were dunking on Pump Fun, I was still, I made myself Pump Fun guy. So I'm still going to ride for Pump Fun. Um, what I think what Bonk was successful in doing is just changing a narrative and saying that, okay, well, similar to politics, where you say, okay, this politician did not do X, Y, Z, so therefore we are better. They would say, okay, Pump Fun is not doing an airdrop, so we are, by definition, a better launchpad. And so if you continue to promote that narrative, then it's easy to, as bad as I want to say this, or as bad as it sounds, it's easy for some sheep on crypto Twitter to just follow along what a few influencers say. So me having a smaller account, I don't really have that influential type voice. Seeing other people just shift over to Bonk Fun for no reason was pretty disturbing. And so they got what they paid for now, because yeah, the Pump Fun is back, dominating the market. So I think it shows that I made the right choice in which launchpad to support. And Pump Fun, I mean, even when Bonk Fun like took over Pump Fun the first time around, I just was flooding it because Bonk Fun charged a total of 1.25% on their launchpad, which is more than Pump Fun. Pump Fun charges 1%, and they give 0.05% to the creators. So from the time you start a coin on Pump Fun, let's look at a streaming coin, for example, like the Vine coin that so Peaks can launch a coin for the rest of his life. He'll make 0.05%. Did I lose connection?
Yeah, his screen is black. I think he lost connection. Let's see. Should come back in a sec. Let me just I don't have a "we're coming back" screen available, but we're coming back soon. Give me a sec. Here we go. I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
That's so strange.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. We're back. We are back. Nope. So back. No, not yet. I think your camera's off, but mic.
Okay.
Here we go.
Something happened. Did it disconnect?
I don't know. All good though.
Okay.
It's tech. I had worse
Okay.
tech issues.
I was I was talking about Bonk Fun and Pump Fun creator fees. So Bonk already charges more for like us to buy their coin on the launchpad. So of course, if we have equal volume, they'd make more revenue. And then Pump Fun gives 0.05% immediately back to creators. So I was using Peaks token, or John Peaks token, which is for old Vine streamers, as an example. From the time he launches till forever, he's going to make money off of every transaction, whether it was in the launchpad or migrated. So Bonk Fun doesn't have that capability yet, and they also don't have live streaming capability. And here we are on a live stream. Like we could, if you wanted to, you could port this over to Pump Fun. So there's a lot of things that Pump Fun was building on that Bonk Fun wasn't doing, and that's why I was bullish about Pump Fun. It's one of those things where if you already made it in life, and you have somebody like trying to copy you and do exactly what you did just to make it, you're probably not even worried about their hustle, because you've already done it. You're on to bigger and better things. So if somebody like Alon is getting punched at all the time, like he's not going to keep punching back and punching down. Like this, that doesn't really help. Just like let it roll off of you, dust your shoulders off, and keep it moving. He has other things to worry about than people accusing him with anti-Semitic remarks and all kinds of stuff of taking money and all that, nonsense. And so I think I definitely had that view the whole time around, and now just the market has come back to support Pump Fun. But that was very kind language that I used. I wish I could be more mean about it. But basically, they like buried Bonk Fun in the dirt as of now. So it's good to see.
You got
They're
some
making $2
hater.
million a day. Pump Fun's making $2 million a day. Imagine getting into a company that makes $2 million a day. And it's not like, I mean, yeah, Walmart, for example, I'm sure every single second somebody's buying something at Walmart, but you don't see the money getting flowed into Walmart's wallet. With Pump Fund, you can actually see the money go into their wallet every time you click a button. So that's a good thing to be like a fan of a company that can make that type of money that fast, that often.
I mean, they've also taken like an interesting direction with the streaming platform. It's definitely something that we see a lot of. These social media platforms are integrating streaming. I think even like Twitter is trying to go in that direction. Like, what do you think of that? You've been using it. You've been streaming on Pump Fun. Like, what's your take on this?
So yeah, I definitely want to stream more. I haven't streamed since I think it's a couple days before TGE. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do to streaming. Like you have your company and you're streaming, so you're doing pretty well with it. I don't think I have that. I don't have that discipline yet to start one.
Yeah.
I just want to do some funny stuff and just talk. And also, um, I do want to bring in friends from outside of crypto, not even like involved with crypto, just have like a roundtable discussion, whether it's sports or about life. I just have to like organize that and get people together. And then there's another thing where I want to experiment with OBS, like what you're doing here, where you can multi-stream to all kinds of platforms. So even if you host it on Pump Fine, which is what they want people to do, I think spreading the word out through clips and other social networks is still a good thing. I mean, I know they want to kill Twitch and everything else, but if you can still spread your native Pump Fine stream out to other platforms, that's a good way to reach other people. And then, of course, bringing in and signing already successful streamers from Web2, that's a good move too. And I think they have the funds and money to sign big names. I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't get Mr. Beast, but I mean he's a big price
He's
tag. But
like
imagine if yeah,
massive,
imagine if they did.
like super expensive. The only
Yeah.
thing, so from an outside perspective, and I have to admit, I haven't like I've only obviously watched like clips and so on. There's definitely an image that I think Pump Fun needs to clean up because if you look at the people that are actually coming up on stream on Pump Fun, it's Trev doing push-ups and smoking meth. It's not the most like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really what I personally vibe with, and not necessarily like the message that you want to give to like normies or new people coming in. It has this very like degenerate vibe. I think if you want to onboard a lot of people, you kind of need to, not that you need to go away from, but is that really the message that we want to give to people? You know what I mean? And he's one of the most successful streamers right now. Obviously attention, whatever, but like it's, to me, it's not my vibe, you know what I mean? And we've got Vo in the chat. What's up, Vo? And Max
Zippo.
saying streaming is a future. And also I have to go back to like some messages. You've got some haters here that are like literally spending money to like hate. Damn, the fans. And then someone saying punk fun or bonk if you had to on a desert island, which one? I mean, is this a question for Franklin, PumpDotFunGuy, or
Yeah, I
me?
have to pick Pump Fun over Bonk all day, every day. I I would have been more of a fan of Bonk Fun had they not used their top voices to literally attack Outlawn and Pump Fun and accuse them of stealing money from the community and not giving money back. And I just mapped out to you guys that they already given money back to the creator of a token nonstop forever, and then they are charging less fees total on their launchpad than Bonk Fund is. I mean, as a consumer, those are the type of things that would make automatically make Pump Fund better before even getting to the other features that they have. So yeah, definitely Team Pump Fund. And
I know
going
you
back
have
to your
some.
question about
Oh yeah, yeah,
live
go for it.
streaming and the crazy stuff, I think they are better off than where they were a year ago when people were like this close to committing acts of violence against other people or
Yeah, that
themselves.
that was
And
really, honestly, really. I think it was one of those moments where I really questioned like, what am I doing in this industry? And it is there's a beauty that comes with being on the internet where, you know, information free flows and you get access to all sort of uncensored or maybe centered thing. But, you know, like there's a lot of information that you wouldn't necessarily, you know, receive if you weren't on the internet. You would only get an echo of it or a very censored or, you know, controlled way of spreading information. We see it straight up happening. And when I, you know, when I see people like taking their own lives on stream for whatever reason, that was honestly a moment personally where I just, you know, took a week and I was like, this is a lot. Like we've, you know, and I'm not saying this is like an isolated case. Like we know there's a lot of people that, you know, go through really tough times and you don't know the story that goes behind and so on. And you don't hear those stories either. But like personally, that really hit me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people did, and made me question a lot of things. So I know they shut down like streaming as well for a bit. I'm glad like we're not there yet. We're not back on, but anyway, just a little segue of like,
Did not mean
yeah.
to. Yeah, if anybody's like obviously feeling that situation, definitely go seek help. There's a lot of resources out there for you. I just wanted to say that before commenting on what we have seen in the past year or so over live streaming on Pump Fun. So I am glad that they cleaned it up. There another, I guess, corollary side part was when there were uncensored tokens when shortly before I invested, like the racist meta happened where you go on Pump Fine and there's like either porn or like the N word was like the top token. Every 5 or 10 seconds, a new token with that name would pop up. So I was like, Alan, you got to clean this up. I don't want to be announced as an investor for a company that does that. Obviously, I am proud to be in it, and they've definitely cleaned up their image since then, and also since the crazy live streaming. I think the live streaming was just a result of us as humans, what we are capable of doing when the guardrails are off. So it's sad to see us like funnel down to like that type of behavior. I'm not talking about you or me individually, but just the perception that we all got from it was that, okay, well, anybody who streams on Pump Fun is doing something crazy, and that's definitely not what they wanted to do. And I'm sure that they wouldn't have pivoted to live streaming if they couldn't solve that problem. So I trust them that they have the resources there to moderate any type of content that's pretty bad. And then bigger picture, like you mentioned with Trev and his smoking meth and push-ups. I mean, well, there's nothing wrong with push-ups because I would like to do push-ups
No,
on
no,
stream myself.
it's not the
The smoking
push-ups.
meth part, the
Obviously,
the,
I'm all
the meth
for
part,
health and
the
just
the
the
meth part. I believe he's playing a character. He had named the token a racial slur, and he pivoted from that. So he got in the words of crypto Twitter, he became woke, and hopefully that is for the better. And so now we have woke Trev, but obviously we got to clean up the rest of the image. So Trev and Peaks actually did a stream together a few weeks ago, and Trev I think has a outlook on where he sees streaming goes, and it's pretty valid. It has nothing to do with just everybody doing crazy stuff. I think what we all want is people to just be themselves on stream. So if you're not a drug user, that doesn't mean you should start doing drugs on stream. I think I'm still sort of new to live streaming. I didn't realize live streaming was going to be the future like it is now. But if Kick and Twitch can sort of succeed without people doing drugs and stuff on there, I think Pump Fun. That's what Pump Fun wants. I don't think they are trying to isolate and separate the types of people who stream on those other apps. I think they want more of those to be on their apps than the drug using and whatever crazy activities are there.
I
If
mean, it
people
definitely
do want
draws
to act crazy,
attention.
then that's fine. But that's just up to what people want to watch.
Do you think we're gonna get like a Kai or a Speed coming off crypto?
I
Who's
I
in it?
It depends. I think it just depends. We like I mentioned earlier, we're in like a less regulatory environment and more friendly to crypto than probably ever before. So by default, I think more people will start coming into crypto to stream. In terms of like an established streamer who would have to sign a new contract or something with Pump Fund, that's up to Pump Fund to pay up the money. So if they have the funds to afford a big name, then they should do it. Just like a baseball team or a football, basketball team signing a free agent, you want to get the best free agents possible to improve your brand. So they're not going to just let somebody walk away from talking to them just because, just because I think they have the funds to do that. And so I don't know if that means every single streaming coin would pump or every single Pump Fund coin would pump or the token would pump. It's just what they should do for the business is if they want to be a good live streaming company, they should support all the streamers that they can.
Max is saying you should get Asmongold. I mean, that would be legendary. Imagine Asmongold like streaming on Pump Fun.
Yeah.
That would definitely.
It's pretty clear that they want Thread Guy to come on Pump Fund stream. So um, I think that if they paid Thread Guy the right amount of money, he could do it. He already had a deal with Phantom before he took his break, and that was before Pump Fund reintroduced live streaming anyway. So it's probably bad timing, but um, who knows? Maybe all three, or maybe his company and Phantom and Pump Fund can all work together and pull something off.
Yeah, and having like smaller game. We've got also like Sarah saying hi.
Oh,
Hello.
what's up?
Nice to see you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are also like happy to see, it's always cool to see like a comeback, right? Like at the end of the day, you definitely had like one of those like really legendary arcs, and you're back and you are reborn and there's a whole new. I mean, also like the cycle is like so different. I don't know about you, but like,
Right.
we're in a, obviously a bull market, like prices are going up, but it feels like there's 10 people on the timeline. It still feels like
Yeah,
it
it's
still
very
feels.
interesting.
Have normies moved to, I don't know, like TikTok? Not going back to
Maybe
Twitter.
I think isn't like Roblox a big thing, and that was what we wanted for the metaverse. We wanted like the other side, and we thought that all that was happening, but now people are moving to Roblox, and you like said TikTok. I have no idea. Like I've gotten older. I mean, I'm 35 years old now, so I was 30 and 31 when I first got into crypto, and that doesn't feel like a long time, but I mean I've gotten older, so that means Gen Z and the Zoomers, they've really taken over the internet. So it just depends on if they want to come into this environment. um, I just this is just all I know about crypto, just NFTs and now meme coins. But yeah, I don't know where everybody else went. There is a lot of people who did disappear. Yeah, like a lot of my followers from my old account, I would say 3 out of 4 were like inactive. So I just had a bunch of dead followers
That's
that
rough.
I would have to go manually remove because I didn't want them following me because of like what value do they add to my account other than me having a bunch of followers. If I don't have good engagement and a bunch of followers, then I look like a nobody. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's crazy though. The numbers, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that are just in, and I mean the NFT craze definitely brought in a lot of people. I think those just like the idea of like trading JPEG was very fun, and they lost money and then they never came back.
Right. I mean, I would probably do the same if I didn't make much money. I would have quit. um, but yeah, I definitely would have quit. I definitely would have not had a second arc in Pump Fun had I not done that. But it goes both ways too, because once you lose a lot of money, especially if you're doing it by gambling, if it happens very fast, I think, at least I can speak from experience, that you feel that you're entitled to make the money back just by chance or by the power of whatever nature governs probabilities. So you think you'll make the money back really quickly, and then you'll keep trying and trying, and it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out, and so you get sucked into a spiral where you just don't know when to stop. And I think I've seen that not in a bad way, but I've just seen that with the nature of people who are in crypto. They check the charts all the time. They GM every morning. Nothing wrong with GMing every morning, but you know, and when all you tweet about is crypto all day, that's sort of a sign that you really care about the price. So that's just I've found that that's just what our community is, and that's what we based our moods on is what the price of such and such is. So um, I thought I was crazy and had an addiction and all that, but being in a community with a whole bunch of like-minded individuals makes it fun, but then also, makes me realize it's something common that's not, not really unique to me and not really, it's not, doesn't have to, I don't have to make it a problem or something that, you know, governs my life.
I mean, there's definitely a high concentration of, like people. I mean, especially the people that are like terminally online, tweeting a lot. Like you have to, have a certain level of like dedication and
Yeah.
sacrifice to be able to just, be have a pulse on the market. It's really, it's tough at the end of the day. But like, you've been open about losing millions. Like what's your biggest lesson, like that from that period that came from it?
Um, that's a good question because it's something I think about a lot. I try not to think about as much as I used to. So when you're in the moment and it happens, it's like really devastating. It makes you feel like it makes you question everything you worked for up to that point, even if it wasn't related to crypto or even before crypto, there was no money that I would have lost in crypto because I didn't make it. But it almost makes you question like why did I even get into crypto? What was the value of everything I did before crypto is very frustrating at first. So I'm not gonna hide that, but as time goes by, again, as long as you don't feel like you're entitled or yeah, you're entitled to have that money back, as long as you can just get over that feeling, then life goes on. Nobody else is going to care or give you that money back. So you just have to focus on other things. If it doesn't mean you're as rich as you were, or you're not going to make the money back, then that it is what it is. Because if you make it a central part of your life, thinking about it, it's really going to be tough. And I can speak from experience. I went from having a lot of money. Then last year I didn't have a job and separated from my ex-wife. This year I got divorced. So there's a lot of downfalls that sort of came as a result of me thinking, oh, I need to have this, I need to have that. I want to have this, I want to have that in my life. And so when you start hyper focusing on one thing that could be detrimental, that's a really bad sign. So it's important to understand your problem, hopefully get help if needed. So just make sure you are taking care of yourself and um, know that things can get better. So definitely am proud of my new arc in terms of how far I've come since even just the past few months. I had back surgery to recover to help heal a really bad back injury that I had. So that allowed me to work out a lot and lose a lot of weight, and now be a nice looking single person that somebody donates $5 to ask what my type is. That's a nice little flex.
It's not bad.
So it's
It's a
good
nice
to like
achievement.
bounce back. It's good to know that I have bounced back, even though I no longer think I'm entitled to have all the money that I lost. There's a lot more value in terms of life and touching grass than your net worth.
I mean, I think it's important to have this conversation and like again, like if you are struggling and like you're hearing this, just know that there's you can make anything happen in your life the same way that you got to where you are. There's always a way out, and we are all we're responsible for our life. No one's gonna come save you, but you have the power to save yourself. Like this is something that is true for whatever situation. It doesn't have to be like a super, you don't have to hit rock bottom to start taking care of yourself or just taking a break and, going out for a walk or, spending time with friends or going, to the gym or whatever. And let's not underestimate how good working out is. Honestly, like it's like one of the best
Oh yeah,
therapies.
remember I told you yesterday I didn't work out all month.
Yeah, you
Excuse
went
me.
for a
I ran
run.
last night.
I
Yeah, I ran
saw.
last night and I was so tired. It was so bad. Like I was very lightheaded. Whenever I would like, put my hands on my knees and like look down, like I almost fainted. But it was good to actually get the workout in. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, honestly, props to you. I'm really proud. It's
Thanks.
hard. It's so hard when you stop working out and you pick it up again. It's
Yeah,
just like that like lack of motivation. You could think of like 100,000 things to do besides
exactly.
doing it, but then you feel really good. I always recommend Muay Thai. It's like honestly my favorite sport. Low impact. I mean, high impact on certain parts of the body, of course, but super fun. Um, I know that. I just want to go back because we've been talking about a lot of, a lot of things. I know you had like a compilation of tweets.
Oh
Sick.
yeah,
Do we want to do
for Bonk.
that before we start closing?
Yeah, we can do that. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen.
I think this
Um,
is gonna be fun. Let's see.
Let me click the button. All right,
Here.
and
All
then
right. Now
I
you
think
should be able to screen share.
I gotta make sure nothing's on my screen that's bad. All right, so these are my. Can you see my screen now?
I can. I'm so ready
So
for this. Oh my
these are
god.
my bookmarks. So like, um, last night, not even thinking I would do this on the stream, but you gave me an idea earlier. So I was gonna like start trolling people who talk junk about Pump Fun, especially when the price was down. So I just bookmark a lot of stuff, and like it's just funny to see where we are now versus where we were back then. And I don't want to scroll too far in my bookmarks because you never know what I'll be bookmarking. So
This is a nice
this
roasting
one was
session.
this one was Pump Fun token drops below pre-sale price, and then this guy was like in Bonk we trust, and then Bonk Fun has changed the game. Conviction plays are coming back. Mini legs incoming. Um, it's simple. Bonk is doing what Pump failed to do. By the way, can you see this or should I zoom
Yeah,
in?
yeah, yeah, I can see.
Okay. Um, let's see what else. And you can just read them. Uh, let's see. What else can I do? Oh, this was a good one. If the Bonk Launchpad keeps stealing market share from all the other launchpads, then GP is undervalued here. I haven't really seen anyone talk about GP on here, so this is a long story short. GP is blah 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 blah. So like, he was tweeting out like, so he circled that they made $1.85 million, and that 7% would go into GP. So basically, he was just saying $900,000 in buyback pressure over the next week. So Bonk Fund only made like $70,000 yesterday. So it's just funny like seeing like where they were versus where they are now. That's like what, I don't even know, like 90% decrease. I don't know, I can't do the math. But yeah, all these like people dunking on leading meme coin launchpad Bonk Fund hits new record with 1.95 million. So there's a lot of people like, like on the timeline just celebrating Bonk Fund. Bonk Fund had almost 4 times the volume Pump Fund. So there's a lot of like I wanted to make a post reading these tweets and then just like dunking on everybody. So now that we have on stream, I don't really have to read it. You guys can read it yourselves. It was just like just a lot of grave dancing basically. No
Name
pump
and
airdrop
shame.
immediately. Yeah, like wish I could say this was a surprise, but honestly wasn't. Other than creator tokens, I'm done with pump fund. Bonk tokens from here on out. Like that was July 23rd. It's August 13th now. I mean, good luck. There's only like you only have like 5 tokens to choose from at this point because they're not graduating. Um, yeah. So, oh yeah, this one right here. They posted this during the Thread Guy stream with Alon, and it got 1 million views, right? So like everybody was like crazy bull posting Bonk Fund. They're like, oh my gosh, Pump Fund has died. Bonk Fund is going to buy back. But if they're only making $70,000 in a day, 1% is like $700. Like you and I together, we could spend $700 on a meme coin in like 1 hour. We don't need all this talk and all this hype just to spend 1%. So yeah, Bonk has won the Launchpad war after Pump's big. Just like people were just dunking on him. I mean, I can go on and on. There's so many end of
Of
Pump
the
Fun question mark. Like, bro, I don't even see no Pump Fun runners. Like, this is the kind of
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right
that's a good
now, you
soundtrack
can save
for like these
£50
types
per
of.
person.
Everyone's
That's
just dunking.
£200 off for a family of
This
4.
is ridiculous.
oh wait, not
Um,
again. Oh my god.
Bonk Fun just hit another ATH in market share. Just like, and see, Bonk Guy, I don't have a personal problem with Bonk Guy, and he followed my other account, so I don't like to personally attack people who support me. But um, Bonk Guy was posting a bunch of screenshots like this whenever it was like day to day. It was just like at one point, of course, Pump Fun was the market leader, but then Bonk Fun would take over, and like another day later, he would post another screenshot, and they kept going. And I think a good lesson that we all know in trading is that when you start posting screenshots, it's time to give it up. It's time to sell. Like when I started posting slideshows, it was probably a time for me to sell. not post slideshows. So when he was doing this every day, obviously I knew the momentum was going to come back. Maybe not everybody else knew, but he can't post screenshots like this anymore. He can't say bonk fun just another ATH. Like it's like, yeah, it's 82% now, but it's like 9% now. Like
Yeah,
how
the
is it posting a
screenshot.
screenshot of 9% market
The
share? So
screenshot
yeah.
is the screenshot jinx is crazy. I saw someone like
Yeah, I called that
record
like so long
themselves
ago.
literally
The
with an
dog
open
changed
trade
everything.
today. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean like don't screenshot. Don't screenshot your like don't if you're good for like 1 week versus somebody who's good for a whole year and a half. Don't screenshot it. Just let you be king for a year and a half first, and then you can start screenshotting. So yeah, I mean you can see I've like nonstop scrolling. So many people dunking. Like they're like, okay, Block Fun. Okay, well, I mean that's true. They did beat Pump Fun in volume there, but again, chill out the screenshots because now look at it. So yeah, it's crazy how it's happening.
You've got how many
Breaking
screen?
Pump
How
Fun.
many
Yeah,
have you got saved? That's a lot. We've been scrolling for
yeah,
a while now.
and I filtered it. I filtered it by number of favorites, so they all got like plenty of views. Like everybody saw this. It's not like I just dug it out of nowhere. It's always out there. Um,
I mean, it's
oh yeah,
definitely
my favorite Clemente. So remember he publicly called for half of the TGE sale, so that would have been 2 billion. It got close, but it didn't hit 2 billion. Then he had publicly sold it, like he was like, "Oh, I'm selling." So he videotaped him selling it, and so now he goes, "I can't remember last time I bought a Pump Fund meme coin. It's been when last week. It's been exclusively bought." So he was really bearish on Pump. So I of course I'm gonna remember that. So hopefully he's back. But yeah, it was just a lot of
we're keeping tabs. Watch
yeah.
out.
I mean, it's just funny because like that this type of talk literally disappeared. Like I don't see anybody talking about launchpad revenues anymore. Um,
I mean,
oh man,
there's not
this guy
much
had
to
a funny.
say.
He had something really funny to say. Um,
Crypto
he had something
condom.
really funny to say. It wasn't this one. I wish I had it bookmarked. He was just he like the day before Alan came back. He said Alan was raping us. But his name is Crypto Condom. So it was just kind of just the weirdest, like, I had the weirdest image at the time when he said that. And then, of course, like 2 days later, that's when like the flipping happened where Pump reflip bot. So shout out Crypto Condom. He was posting a lot of tweets without that protection. He should have had some protection, some insurance, because when he posts screenshots like that, I mean, I can just come back and read it. Like, all right, where you at now? So yeah, there's a bunch of like anti-pump talk and going on and on and on. Bonk guy accused paid FUD. He thought that any FUD against Bonk Fund was paid. Like I don't know. That's like a I feel like that's a go-to in crypto. Whenever you see somebody criticize you, you accuse them of being paid. Like why can't people just have opinions and valid opinions on top of that? So yeah, there's a let's see. Yeah, Alon pays KOLs, crypto influence to fund. I
Oh
told you I
yeah,
can
I
go on
saw
and
that
on.
one.
I got bookmarks for days. I don't mess around. Um, yeah, it's a lot going on.
I mean, everyone's
Let's
for their protecting their own
see.
bags.
Yeah, y'all can read. It's just
And
bookmark after bookmark. Oh yeah, here's one. FUD against Bonk Fund and the Bonk Fund eco has intensified recently. Oh, so
when was
concerned.
this? By the way, I got some Twitch comments. By the way, it's super nice that people are finding me on Twitch. From Camion. Hey girl, you go girl. Hell yeah, nice.
That's good.
Yeah,
Go girl.
it's not like
Bonk
there's not a
over Pump
lot
Fund.
of Twitch people, but I'm gonna start pushing that as well. Um, yeah, these are oh yeah, the bonk over pump fun. What are
Yeah.
they saying now?
Whereas what?
What are they saying now?
Oh, I don't know. It's just been quiet. Like it's literally like I don't even know what people are saying about like Launchpad versus Launchpad because Bonk Fund is getting under. They're getting under 100K in fees now. I mean, they were screenshotting it when it was a million, 2 million. So that's a huge drop off. I mean, like you can't do you can't do what you used to do when you're making that much money. But you're only making that money for like 2 or 3 weeks. So they would extrapolate those 2 or 3 weeks of good days to like months and years in advance, thinking that they had overtaken Pump Fun for good, and that was just certainly not going to be the case. And when you're competing, I'm not a business person at all, so this is not financial advice. But if you're going to copy somebody that's successful and like literally just copy them and not have the capabilities that that successful company has, so you're only copying a part of their capabilities, the best you can do is like 50 or 60% of the mind share. You're never going to completely take it over and knock it down because you're copying them. You're competing with somebody who's already doing something. So it's important to always be, well, as much as you can, be different and do your own thing and create your own lanes so you can stand out. Because if you start, yeah, it's nice to see what somebody's doing and do exactly what they're doing, but it's always good. It's also good to stand out. That's another lesson that I'm sort of learning with my streaming coin that I'm helping out with the Vine one. Like people are like, hey, why don't you why don't you do all this other stuff that XYZ streamers are doing? Well, if you want to if you want to do what somebody else is doing, just go buy their token. It's always good to provide a different outlook to the space and do something different that that it goes against the grain. Except this time, I want everybody to buy Pump Fun and just go with my backs. That's the only time you can be not different.
I mean, they just announced buybacks, which is always a good sign. And I think there's been like a massive spike in terms of like tokens graduating. I think like if you look at the Dune charts, wait, let me bring us back.
Oh yeah, I
Like-
could have kept going, but
Yeah,
I think I got the point. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's.
that wasn't even my best tweets that I saved because you can filter by favorites.
Do
and
you want
so
me to
the
go
ones that-
back? I can go back.
all right, yes, let's brain
Okay,
rot
let me go
scrolling
back.
while you talk. Yeah, let's brain rot scrolling.
Let's
while
go.
we
We're
talk.
back.
All right. Yeah, so you keep talking, I'll listen. I'm just scrolling.
I was just gonna say like they're supporting the ecosystem and announced that they would be injecting a lot of liquidity into their tokens, and we are seeing immediate results, which is always nice. Let's see where Pump goes. What's your target? I know people like hate that question.
So I told y'all what I got in. So I put in 15,000 at 150 million valuation. So you do the math, that's up to like almost 400,000 right now. So I wanted to make $1 million. So just for my own bag purposes, if Pump Fund is a 2.5x from here, then I'll be a Pump Fund millionaire, which is a nice flex to
Pretty
have.
sick.
I'm obviously not gonna cash out the money, but because I can't, and I can only cash out half of it in 3 years. But it's nice to sort of have that flex. Now, beyond 2.5x, because other tokens have done way more than a 2.5x recently, like Pengu and even ETH. Yeah, they can go multiple billions. I think it's just a matter of how much. I think it's just a matter of how much money they make. So if you do the math, if they make $1 million a day, that's 365 million a year. They should be worth multiple billions if they're going to keep making that much money. So you just have to predict how much money they're going to make in the long run. Of course, when Bonk Fund was dominating, the entire meme coin space was still making $1 or $2 million a day. It was just not Pump Fund making that money. But if things go the way they are now and they've buried Bonk Fund in the dirt, then they can still have that monopoly. So it's just a matter of how long they can keep that monopoly in terms of Launchpad and Pump Swap revenue, and how long people are interested in meme coins in general. So if we're still on here doing the latest TikTok trend for the next 5 or 6 years, and they'll make another $1 billion just off of trading fees, not to mention whatever other business they get into that they have already $1 billion+ in the bank that they can spend on stuff. So yeah, I'm really bullish in terms of as long as the people here in this space keep using it, they'll still make money. And again, you can see the money go into their wallet every single transaction. There's no hiding it. There's no like laundering of money. It's just literally straight to their wallet every single second, every single transaction. And it's rare to see a company do so well that transparently.
I mean, they also have brought back the ICO, and I think it had one of the most successful ICO ever. Like how
Hmm.
much did they raise? Like millions in like 12 minutes. That's pretty insane. On the public at least.
People were asking like, why didn't they launch on Pump Fund? Well, if they launched and raised $600 million on Pump Fund, just based on the liquidity pool math, it would have. I think I did the math. It was like, um, what's millions? 9 figures. It was like a 15-figure number that the market cap would have been at if they raised
Insane.
$600 million on Pump Fund. It was some ridiculous amount of money. So like that wouldn't make any sense at all. So
I mean, there's also some
yeah,
regulatory limitations that come into place when you're like
yeah,
doing a raise.
yeah,
They
that's
had also institutional investors coming in. It's not 2017 anymore, unfortunately. Like it's not that
all
easy
right.
to do it, I guess. But honestly, pretty impressive. They are, even if they're hate it or love it, PumpFun is one of the most successful companies in crypto that has achieved PMF, that has a community, that has everybody knows PumpFun. It's making insane revenue. I'm seeing the stream.
This
What
guy,
is this
this guy was on.
chart?
He was on Gigi's stream, and Gigi was like 9-figure trader. So I went on his page. I didn't go on his page to see this, but I'm like, okay, he was a successful Trump coin trader. So like, imagine reading this from him. You would think like Pump is like the worst company ever. So yeah, I don't like that take at all. He thinks we have smooth brains. So you look at me. Do you think I have a smooth brain? Just look at me honestly. So yeah, it was like this. The type of FUD was pretty rough if people didn't understand. Okay, I think that's in my bookmarks because this is an old picture from that's an old picture from Art Basel 2022. But yeah, all these bookmarks that I have, yeah, were all like FUD. Well, maybe 95% of them. The other ones maybe like positive news, but yeah, like most of these were FUD. So I'm glad I did this already, so I don't have to feel like I need to post it on timeline, but I still might do it.
Do you reply to these people? Are you in their
I replied
comments?
to I replied to several last night as I was scrolling through. Like the ones that I really had the ones that really wanted to troll. I just put like LOL or like how about now last night, like 2 weeks later, just so they can see it. Oh, if you go to my page and look at my pin tweet, somebody wrote my pin tweet.
I mean, you can screen
Um,
share again if you want. Let
yeah,
me
let
put
me
it back
screen share.
on.
So um,
Hey Shen, what's up? I see some people. You're one of these people that has like Twitter in bright mode or light mode. I tried. I can't.
well,
So
it's because that's how it was, when I first started.
oh
So
yes, but like
yeah, Twitter and bright mode is just what I'm used to, and my
damn it's
phone's in light
nice.
mode. Discord was in dark mode. I don't really use Discord much anymore, but since that was what it defaulted to, I just use it in dark mode. But Twitter is definitely light mode for me.
Crazy.
My eyes probably suffer. I'll probably be blind in a few years, but oh
Insane.
well. But yeah,
But
this is my pin tweet now because she was like, "There's a reason why Bunk Guy exists and Pump Guy doesn't." Like, it just made it look like Pump Fun just was going to go to zero and never ever come back. So I'm glad I made that. Was part of why, honestly, part of why I wanted to make this name. Um, Bonk Fun probably had been out for a little bit, but not as popular at that time as it was when I made Pump Fun, Pump Fun Guy. And I think Pump Fun Guy was taken, so I had to do Pump.FunGuy, but it's all good. It's a long name, but it is what it is. And then, of course, Thread Guy for threads. So I felt like there needed to be like a voice for Pump Fun that's always bullish about it because I knew that the TGE was rumored to come, so I knew that that was going to inspire more people to talk about Pump Fun, and I knew that there were going to be people who would come out of nowhere and just suddenly be bullish on Pump Fun, just to use the influencer clout to sort of be like, oh, I'm always been a supporter of Pump Fun. Well, at least at least I changed my name to Pump Fun Guy. Like I can show you that I'm a huge supporter of it, and I got in super early. Um, so I was a supporter of them before y'all even started trading on them or really cared about them. So I just wanted that to be like, my identity going forward after the success I had with Bored Apes. I felt like, okay, this is the next $1 billion company, so let's ride with it.
I'm checking now the PumpFunGuy, like the @PumpFunGuy, is actually a suspended account.
Okay. I didn't
So
know that. I
sad.
just whenever I went to like change my name, it just didn't show up. I was like, okay, there's a Pump Fun guy out there, but I knew they wouldn't be as notable as me because I never saw that account.
Yeah, no,
So
they're
yeah, so nobody can be Pump Fun guy. So I guess it's just me with Pump
it's
Dot.
definitely you, only you. How does it feel like? Do you miss like Franklin is bored, or is that like, a thing of the past?
I
You've
miss
like
it.
turned
There
the
was, I
page.
mean, given the amount of time I spent on there and trading and just doing a lot of stuff, I miss it. I don't know if I would be as successful with it though, because people started calling Bored Apes mid and people stopped like they're like in terms of profile pictures and stuff. I don't think that's as big of a deal as it was back then. So me being big on a profile picture project, whether it was Bored Apes or anything else, had a limitation to it. So I'm sort of glad that I am not doing that now, even though I don't have the account. I am glad that I'm doing what I'm doing now. It would have been hard for me to maintain a Bored Ape Maxi persona in this climate. Obviously, NFTs are coming back, so maybe it's good now, but the past year or so, it would have been hard to do.
Yeah, fair enough. We've actually got someone asking, why did you do those Kamala update post, Franklin? And I'll be back in 5 minutes. Those were hilarious. I know people were
Oh,
complaining about it.
thanks.
It's so funny.
I didn't know how they would if people would react to it. So when I became a fantasy top hero, um, I was just trying to see what's the best way to get points because it's a complicated scoring system for tweeting, and this is pre InfoFi, so this is pre Kaito AI, which I missed out on the airdrop because my account got suspended. So I missed out on all the like InfoFi, where all these different apps were cause people to tweet about it, and the more you tweet about it, the more you get paid for it. So when Fantasy Top came out, that's what I saw as like uh, means to an end. Where I was like, okay, well, the more I tweet, the better I will get because I'll get more attention. Um, so I think I was just ahead of my time doing that, and I'm glad I did it so people can remember it. And with politics, I just because I didn't want to talk much. I didn't want to do constant tweets about crypto. I felt like I was so passionate about politics that I just had to make my voice heard as often as possible. And so I used what I had done with the beginning of Fantasy Top, just posting myself every 5 minutes to like randomly post political posts that long just to see how it would go. So I'm a type of person that likes testing the limits of stuff and also getting the most output with the least amount of input. So of course I'm not going to sit in front of the computer and wait till 5 minutes goes off and hit a button. I'll just schedule it ahead of time. I'll do a bunch at once and then let it go. And then other people who are watching it might think that I'm sitting in front of the computer all day, but me, I'm just riding roller coasters and enjoying myself.
I mean, we've got Sarah saying, you can't really see it because the screen is white. She's saying, I miss Franklin's board tweets. I think we all
like
we
which
all
ones,
do.
the flip tweets or the slideshows or the politics stuff? I mean, I can always go back to that, so that's always in the cards. I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do with it.
I did a stream with Raheem. He's also an ape, and he was saying he missed your slideshows. I think that's one that like I think people like really
I
appreciated.
know
They want them to come
what
back.
what really like was weird is that when I took my break 2 years ago, it seemed like all the momentum for Bored Apes died at the same time. But it wasn't because I took my break. I mean, people might think that, but I can't. I mean, I don't want to be responsible for everything Bored Apes. It would be nice to have that credit, but it's kind of like, okay, well, can somebody else step up in my place while I'm gone? So hopefully, I mean, maybe that's what it takes for an NFT project to succeed. An arc that I had starting from the beginning of a project and just really bold posting about it. I'm trying to redo that playbook with Pump Fun now. Just start, start bold posting about it until you become synonymous with it, and then the tween with the points that I get for replies, doing the same playbook with that too. So just anything that's just my personality. Anything that I'm really passionate about, I will, tweet the most I can about it and get the word out the most I can.
I mean, Sarah. I mean, they're saying like all of it, so it's not just just everything.
I'm
Namin
trying.
says
I'm
flip
trying.
tweets though.
I was thinking about doing a slideshow of those tweets that I was scrolling through on the screen share. So oh, let me turn off the screen share.
Oh,
The
we're
tweets I
it's
was
just
scrolling
us,
through on
by
the
the way.
screen share. So yeah, that I had that in mind. That popped up in my head last night. I was gonna be like, I was gonna talk into the camera and say, "Hey, it's Franklin," and guess what? My slideshows are back. And then like talk about bonk fun and pump fun. It wouldn't be Bored Apes unless I get some, but yeah, talk about bonk fun and pump fun
Are the
and all
slide
the
are
all the
I mean, it's easier. Max is asking, you think it's harder to build posts about the protocol than a JPEG?
um now it's easier because one, well, I mean, I guess my situation is unique because I have money invested in it, so I like hope it goes up, but it's not like I can cash out and flip and make profits. So I think it's easier to bull post about something that you're not that you're really not going to sell for a long time. If you're just going to flip it in like 5 minutes, then yeah, it's kind of hard to bull post about it and then sell it for profit quickly later. So anything that you're really passionate about that doesn't require you having to sell to make money for it, that's where the most natural bull posts come, and I think that's where the easiest. That's where you can do it the easiest. So if I were to like go deposit 50K and buy a pudgy penguin or bored ape and then start bull posting about it, I would still be in the whole 50K. I would have to make that money back somehow. So it would be tough to bull post it and then knowing that I have to exit at one point. So it's good to be in a situation where you can, you're not really financially tied for the next few years about it, where you're pressured and thinking about should you sell it.
Sarah saying, yeah, for the for the political tweets. Although I didn't agree, love seeing your opinions. Refreshing to see someone being honest, than going with what the mainstream agrees on.
Oh yeah, of course. That's just part of me. One, going against the grain. It was sort of disturbing to see everybody think one way and totally different than what I was thinking. But yeah, I do want to show myself and be honest about it, so I can make the right friends and people can judge me for who I am, not for who I pretend to be.
I mean, I definitely think that like you definitely have a lot of people that are didn't know that you took a hiatus and are back. It's going to be interesting to see this new arc. I feel like whenever you start, of course, like it hurts when you're going from like a big audience and everything that comes with that, but there's some freedom, right? I think also having an add-on
Yeah.
account for a bit and just being able to like mess around and like people not knowing and you just like snooping around with that milady PFP that you had, like
Yeah, that
must
was
have
that
been
was fine.
liberating,
Like,
like it just gives you, it makes it fun as well. It's kind of, you're just messing around.
yeah, I like not having to worry about if my tweet's going to get a certain amount of views or if it's going to pop, or like, because when you have a bunch of followers and you tweet something and it doesn't do well, you're kind of like, oh, am I falling off? But when you're a smaller account, the only way you can go is up. So if it if it flops, then you can just blame it on having no motion and having a smaller account. But if you go viral, it's like a really good feeling because you outperformed what a account with larger followers could do. So I think I've learned. I've been on social media long enough to know like what to do to go viral and what to talk about. It's just a matter of me applying it and doing it over and over again. So we'll see how much I put back into this account in terms of time. I am on here a lot already, a lot more than I expected. But I still can be more flexible now than being what I was doing with apes, where it was just literally tied to me trading all day and both posting about apes. I can still be pump fun guy, but then talk about multiple different projects and multiple different coins, whether or not they're on pump fun as well. So, or anything else in crypto. But it's good to like at least have a brand where it's tied to something that's doing really well.
I mean,
So that
that's for
also helps.
sure. If you had like an advice to give to people that are just getting into creating content and do want to reach your levels and reaching, 100Ks of followers, which you had achieved and more, like what's, some kind of like the fundamental things that they do need to keep in mind and do?
So to gain a bunch of followers, I think being active is really important. Having just making your voice heard, just just talking about things and being smart about it too. You don't post. Well, I mean, you can post dumb stuff, but as long as you sound smart or you're an expert in what you're posting in, I think that would help. I think people like to follow and listen to expert voices. So that just requires a little bit of research or finding what you want to do. If all you want to do is go in the trenches and gamble, there's still, as controversial as that could be, there's still a network of people out there who may want to know your opinion on stuff or may want to take advice from you, and then vice versa. You might be searching for like-minded people to become friends with. So just make sure you're constantly, bull posting. When I say constantly, I don't mean uncomfortably constant. Like don't ruin your life doing it, but as much as you can, start participating, putting work into it so you can get something out of it. Don't expect to be entitled to earn a certain amount of money or to get a certain amount of followers and not do the work to get it. So at least that's how I came up with Bored Apes. I was constantly tweeting and bull posting about it, following people, making friends, active in discords and chats and all that. And then when it was successful, when other people mainstream started talking about it, I was already in a good position because I'd already experienced what they experienced for the first time. I was already months in. So at least that's what I'm doing with Pump Fun and the Twim stuff. Just by the time people, are waking up to see it, I'm already, knee deep in it.
I mean, at the end, it's that. I think there's something that, especially when you get into content creation, like you have to be ready to, see results in a few months. Like you have to get, that idea of, delayed gratification needs to be accepted. You have to be at peace with it, that you might not see results straight up. And maybe one viral tweet is really not going to make a difference. People want to see consistency and, being there and creating content intentionally and really knowing who you are as a person, as a brand at least, or persona that you want to show is super important. And if you're consistent, you're gonna outcompete everybody that just comes in, has a tweets out a banger, but you can go so much further by just being there and showing up every day. Like you build this trust, you build friendship, your network. I mean, you were tweeting besides every 5 minutes, but people saw it, they saw your tweets and they get used to it and they want to follow you because there is more to that. So it's definitely cool.
Who else is that active? I mean, if it's easy to, all you have to do is schedule it, to be honest. So if it's that easy of an effort to be the most active person on the timeline, why not try it out and see what happens? You don't have to do it forever. You can just do it for a day. So that's kind of where I started with. I was like, well, nobody else is doing this again, so let me try something that nobody else is doing.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to differentiate yourself, and you did it. It was fun. I mean, exciting. Honestly, exciting to see a new arc. It's cool to see a new profile. It's a new project, that you're growing, and it's already growing. I mean, when you started a few months ago, you had where are you at now? I think
I'm at 4,000 followers, which is
it's pretty.
I know I had a lot, but to gain that much in that short period of time is.
There is no one on the timeline right now.
Yeah.
There's literally no one. It's 10 people on the timeline.
Yeah, I'm like, how did you find me? Who are these people? But I'm thankful for all my followers. Just don't be like a bot or inactive, then I might remove you because then it's you're hurting my engagement.
Exactly. Don't write slop. Don't be inactive.
Follow me from an active account or a verified account to help me out if you want to follow me.
Cool. Well, we're hitting almost 2 hours, Franklin. I think we can start.
How did I do? I do well.
I mean, chat. If you're still watching here after almost 2 hours, rate our stream in the chat. But I do want to close it off on a positive note because we definitely see a lot, and I also personally when I go to events and crypto events, I meet a lot of younger teenager and a lot of people that are joining into crypto, and I think it would be good to close it off with a piece of advice that you would give to some 20-year-olds that are in the trenches. If you were to give a piece of advice, what would it be?
for younger people, it's before I answer that question, I was never in crypto in my 20s. So the things that I was doing in my 20s, I just cannot relate to like doing in crypto, even though I'm doing the same thing. But had I been in this environment in my 20s, I definitely would suggest that they don't spend too much time online. I know that thread guy and the Gen Z Zoomers are all like, you must spend time online. This is where you're going to make the money. Just make sure you enjoy everything else you have in your life in your 20s, because when you're in your 30s like me, you'll want to wish that you did. So take advantage of your youth. Don't use it all on the internet. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be a way to make money. Um, there's so much there's so much ways of gambling if that's really what you want to do. If you want to spend money to make money, you can do that anytime. You don't have to. It doesn't have to require hours and hours in the trenches. So if you already can do the math there, just set aside other times for doing other things like focus on your career, um, personal life, personal friendships. Take advantage of that free time that you'll have in your youth while you're young, because once you get older, those times will run out. You'll have other responsibilities as a more grown person, and also you might you might not have a chance to just, if we all are trying to make it in crypto and want to leave to touch grass for the rest of our lives, and you're still 30 years old or my age still trying to do it, then yeah, you would have wanted to wish that you just did it when you were younger, touching grass and all that. So yeah, take advantage of your youth. That's basically my main point, as somebody who's in their mid 30s. Take advantage of your life when you're 20s. I was not in the trenches when I was your age, but just enjoy your life. So if that means being in the trenches all day, if that's what you want to do, then yes, go do it. Do what you love. I'm just saying that you'll really wish that you were in your 20s when you're in your 30s. That's so take it how I say it there.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, have goals, set goals, like figure out who you are. And I think
Yeah,
also, yeah.
I got a degree in rocket science. It was astronautical engineering. So I got a degree in that at age 22, and I got a master's degree in that at age 24. So that's what I was doing in my 20s. I mean, don't know if that's more valuable than being in the trenches or not, but I was like, I did a lot of things and reached a lot of my goals really early in my life to at least have a chance to do something like this later on. I want people in their youth to make sure that they, just take care of themselves and, like you said, go for those goals so that they don't feel like they need to they don't feel like they regretted their 20s when they're in their 30s.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
And
I couldn't go back to school right now. I don't have the brain power to go back to school and get a college degree. So I did it, when I was younger.
agree. I mean, there's definitely something, and it's tough when you're out of high school. Like you don't really know. It's I get society or parents impose to you certain directions, but you generally have no idea. And like the only thing, obviously, is to know that all you got is time. And again, like Franklin said, I think it's super important to just experiment, have fun, but don't forget yourself in the process. Like at the end of the day, why are we doing this? Why, you cannot make money for the sake of money. Money it's a tool, it's a vehicle that will enable you to be free, to have a comfortable life, to improve your living situation, whatever that is, but it cannot be your ultimate goal, because if you do put yourself to it and you reach it, your life will fall apart, just because you will not get what you're looking for. You need to put a goal to it. And I think it's important to see, and it feels like it's this holy grail, like people have this like target, they want to get to that point. When you reach it, what happens? What sacrifice? Just know that everything comes with a price, with a sacrifice, and make sure you don't ruin things in the meantime. Like have fun, really have fun, and if you feel like it's too much, like take a break. You know but I think that's definitely one thing. This space can eat you up, and it's easy to burn out. Make sure you're surrounded and you have a support system around you, whether it's friends, and you don't like shut yourself out just completely, because it's so easy to be completely going online and so on. But it's important to have like relationships around you that do support you, because we need other, we're social beings, and there's only so much, I think, that these, digital connections, as fun as they are, because I love being online, and you guys, you see me, I'm tweeting every day. There's only so much, it's at the end, it's, when something happens, it's you need real people around you, otherwise it's just an illusion. And same thing, like I see these, like, statistics, like people don't go out anymore, they don't go dancing, they just like stay at home. So I'm like, I mean, I don't know, is this a world we're going to? Maybe we're just like different generation, but um I don't know, just just take care of yourself. Like, life is beautiful and it's supposed to be enjoyed. And I think I do want to bring up, like, also some comments here from Sarah saying, thank you for hosting with Franklin, do it again, 10 out of 10. Oh yeah, that's the rating. We got a
Okay.
rating for our
So
stream.
yeah,
Let's go.
I'll gladly come back now. Yeah.
Yeah, like 10 out of 10. And Franklin, keep going, you're OG and your honesty was always admired. Max is saying, keep for the lore, stay for the lore. Nami Kamsky, please, more of these contents. Sarah, heart. Yeah, I love doing these. Honestly,
Okay, good.
this is fun. Honestly, we've, I mean, literally been live for almost like 2 hours, just like yapping about stuff. So hopefully some people stayed and listened.
Yeah, this is very fun for me. I like doing this. I know I was nervous at first, but when I start talking and yapping, it helps. It helps the time go by. But to go off your other point, so yeah, I was very successful in terms of making a lot of money in crypto, and it took me over a year of grinding to even have a sniff at any success in crypto, and then I made it really fast. But even then, just my habits and the way I could conducted myself, both online and my personal life, it was not it still didn't make me completely happy. I know that sounds weird to say, but even when you hit those types of goals, if you're not living the right lifestyle and not taking care of yourself, you can still feel very, very down about yourself and be susceptible to trying and doing things that could lead to your downfall. So even when I had a bunch of money, my personal life was suffering. So I like where I'm at now in terms of my outside life, even though I'm not as successful in crypto in terms of my net worth. So there's some sort of balance there you have to make sure you have, that you could be very successful in one part and then at the total expense of another part. And then if you add those together, you might be worse off than you were before you started. So just make sure that you take all that into consideration when you're doing this. Make sure that you're not sacrificing too much what the things that should really be most beneficial to you in the long run.
I mean, we only live, you only have one life and it's yours, and time is limited. You don't know how long it's going to last. You just know that you have some time, you don't know how much. So make the best out of it, like, I think, I always think, in moments, it's like, imagine I'm like, old and I've just lived out my year. And I always think, like, if I look back, like, what would I want to see? What would make me feel like happy and proud of myself, or like feel like, this life is like complete and so on. And I think it really helps to like look at it in that way, to kind of like, zoom out a little bit and put yourself in the shoes of yourself. Like, that's also like not so zoomed in the all small little things, like very trivial stuff that we get caught up in our day to day. So it's good to like zoom out and just put things in perspective. Like, what's the person that you want to be, regardless of like whatever situation. And life is magical that way. And then like there's always things that can put you in certain path, if you want it to be, if you really, really want it, like things are yours and we have that power to make things happen. But again, like, we have to make sure that we're in the right position to get there, and that means taking care of your health, obviously your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health. Like, these are all things that are super important, that we sometimes compromise to get in certain points that we think are going to make us feel satisfied, when it's actually the opposite. It's all like outside stuff, which is great and we love it. And obviously, like, when you win, but if you're not happy inside and you win, you're gonna feel even more miserable. And I'm sure, like, a lot of, like you said, we've all we've all been there, where you just reached a goal and you were just feeling shit, and it feels even worse. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Like, make friends. Life is, it's the simple things. At the end of the day, like, it's really the simple things. But still, like, do you have opportunities to change your life? So be responsible, do it, and take a chance, really, because if you've made it so far in this industry, which is not an easy place, and you have, there's enough tools for you to succeed, and not fall in the traps that are put along the way. But again, like, if it was too easy, there wouldn't be so much upside. And so again, like, regulate yourself, be in control of your emotions as much as possibly non as a normal human being can. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunities here, so don't miss out, but also don't
Right.
FOMO. Like,
I was I mean, I was so my grandmother lives with us now. She's getting older. She's 89 years old. So, I mean, she's definitely lived a great life. Hopefully she still has many years ahead of her. But I mean, she lost her mother at an early age. Uh, grew up here in the southern United States where I know this may be hard for other people outside the country to realize, but because of the color of your skin, you couldn't go to a certain school when you're growing up. So she had to go to different type of school than um, other of her white peers went to. So she went to all black school, had to face segregation growing up. So she's went through a lot. She became a teacher local here where we live, and taught for over 30 years and retired, lived a nice retired life. So, I mean, I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm sure she is proud of what she had to overcome through her life and all the things that she's done, and it didn't have to involve being in the trenches every day and being online and spending millions of dollars and and trying to create banger tweets and stuff like that. So your perspective of what makes you happy and what you like to do doesn't always have to be what you see your peers or everybody else trying to do, or you know, the next shiny thing. So just make sure it's important to do what you like to do, so that when you do get it to an older age, or when you're reflecting back on your legacy or what you had done, make sure it's something that you enjoy doing, so you don't feel like you missed out.
yeah, I agree. I totally agree. What do you want your legacy to be?
I don't know yet. I'm
Have
still
you
trying to
thought
figure
about
that
it?
out.
Tough
I
questions today. Very
we talked
deep.
about what did you say?
Very tough questions today. Not your average crypto
No,
stream.
that is a tough question because I mean, my life, for better or for worse, changed a lot this year. Just from what I mentioned, I I lost some weight. I'm in better shape, but it's almost like it's at the expense of losing an entire marriage. Found a new job, so, and the pump fund stuff. So there's a lot of things that have changed just this year that changed my whole outlook on where I want to go with my life. So that's why I'm just still trying to figure it out. I mean, I know I'm older than most of crypto Twitter, so maybe it comes across as me not knowing, but I really don't know. I got my academic goals, the smart guy part of my life done in my early 20s. That wasn't really a goal I set. It was just I wanted to do it, and I did. I put the work in for it. But I'm glad that I got it out the way, because I knew I would be, that would be something that would be harder to do as I got older. So I think that I am starting to lean into the good things that I've done, and sort of, reflect on that more than the bad things. And I think once you start shifting how you reflect on your own life in terms of your successes and failures, if you can just keep building on these successes, then that allows you to be more happy about yourself. So in terms of my legacy, as long as I am happy about what I've done in my life, it doesn't really matter what how people remember me. It's just, as long as I remember myself as doing good things, and hitting my goals and accomplishing what I want to accomplish, I'll be completely fine with whatever other people think about me. And I think that's important for anybody else too. I do want to have kids in the future, so like actual tangible evidence of my legacy would be nice to have kids. So that's another, I guess that's a goal that I have to work on one day.
That's really wholesome. I feel like we've oh, it is.
It's hard. It's hard to, like, it's hard to think about that and still be in the trenches. To be honest, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has that thought, but like, yeah, I want kids, but then also like I won't be in the trenches. So
Yeah, like I think about it sometime and it's like, if I were to have kids, I wouldn't be as involved on the internet. Like how also, kids learn, they're sponges to their environment. Is this the environment that you want to bring home? Like is this like the energy as well from the timeline, which can be like super toxic and very intense?
right,
Like it does have an emotional effect on myself, which means that it not doesn't control, but it definitely has an impact on everything around me. If I have a kid around, like they're super, kids are really sensitive. Like they're gonna feel that. They're gonna feel these like mood swings that, imagine price goes up or price goes down. I don't think that's like a super healthy environment. But again, I'm not a parent and I don't have kids yet, so I can't say. I know that like, I have friends around me that have kids. When you do, things obviously change, and it's an experience that you can't really explain unless you've experienced it. So I can't really say. Maybe one day I'll look back on this stream and I'll probably think like, what the hell was I saying, like so naive. um Sarah, by the way, is saying, wish you well in the future, Franklin. Your heart is very grounded. Plenty of doors closes, but many will open too. Indeed.
oh, that's very nice. I really appreciate that. And so yeah, I've starting to realize that now with just the way the past few months have gone. It was definitely tough, even though I was active on timeline last year. Just mentally, I wasn't really there. Wasn't very happy at all. So I'm a lot better now, and with this new account, things are. I'm a lot more optimistic in like what I want to do with my life. So now it's just I had to put the work back in to hit this sort of second phase of my life and career.
I mean, I'm definitely happy to hear. That's always nice, and we're all rooting for your success story, and again, like excited to see like for the new account of how it's gonna evolve and so on. Max is saying, I mean, the trenches are an instrument to achieve something, not the goal itself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's I think we all realize that. So it's just a matter of when do you when do you hit that, like when do you say enough is enough for that type of means to get to your goal? Do you find something else that takes up your time or fixation? That's sort of where I'm at too. I It took me a while to realize, maybe other people in my life found out before I did, but I would find different things to be fixated on, and now it's just how it happens to be crypto. But it's been it's been a very long fixation, so it's making me a little concerned. Um, yeah, make sure that you do have an exit plan for the trenches. For the trenches, that's very important. Uh,
When
you
are
don't
we
want to
are
stay
we
in
ever
too
not
long.
gonna be in crypto? I don't think. I don't know. For me, it's been love at first
Yeah,
sight.
that's a tough question. Because I didn't think I'd ever get into crypto, so now it's like, okay, well, I got in, and now now what is it like to be out of it? It's just hard. It's just there's, even though I don't have that account that I have anymore, it's still like I still have like a little interest in keeping up with people on there. So I guess until everybody else leaves, I'm sticking around.
Are you doing it in
Or
real
until I
life
have a kid.
events?
If I
Oh,
have a
sorry,
kid,
what?
then if I have a kid, then yeah, I have to log off for a little bit, but I'm not there yet.
Are you doing in real life events?
I want to. I haven't. The last one I went to was Art Basel in 2022. So nobody's seen me in almost 3 years. So I know Ape Fest is in October. So if I go, I'll just buy like a mutant ape or something and go, or be somebody's plus one. Um, but I'll probably just buy one because I don't want to be a plus one. I feel like I'm depending on somebody at that point. So I would love to go to Ape Fest. So that would be my next crypto event. If you guys want to see me, just don't like, just don't come beat me up or like assault me. That's what I'm
What do
worried
you
about.
mean? Are there
No,
people that want to assault you,
I don't know. It's been so
like
long. I don't know. People might hate me now.
in the board
Um,
apes?
but yeah, like it'd be cool to go out, but I just, times are different now. I don't really like flexing. Like, hey, I'm here and I have this and that. So hopefully people understand that I'm not the same Franklin as I once was. If they see me in real life, I'm just a regular guy now with no emotion. So just treat me like one when you see me. And then I don't know what else after that. I don't know. Like, I don't. really go to that many IRL crypto events to begin with. I had only been to NFT NYC and Ape Fest and Art Basel. So again, it's been almost 3 years.
Maxine, Yuga invites this man. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's anyone that wants to. Like, is there people that want to beat you up?
I don't know. I couldn't read the comments. Maybe there's somebody in the comments that's like, "Wait till I see you in person."
I don't know. Are there any angry miladies, triggered miladies here still with us?
Well, see, they would have to go to Ape Fest, so I don't even think they can afford to go to Ape Fest to begin with. If that's what the best they could do. So
Oof.
maybe they have to sell. They might have to sell their milady, and then buy an ape or a mutant, and so then they will no longer be part of the milady. So then you're just doing a lot just to see me. So maybe I won't get beat up. Now, if I went to a milady event,
I've heard milady. I haven't been yet, but I heard milady raves. At least people that have been to, and this is not FUD. I'm just don't want people to. I don't want death threats. I have a milady as well, but like I've heard that from friends that like miladies are funnier in real life, and when you meet them, it's kind of that like, what's that saying? Never meet your idols.
Well, maybe that's why they haven't flipped Bored Apes yet. People have realized the IRL benefit or any benefit of owning milady is just like cut off, is limited at some point. So, I mean, is saying, I don't know if I had to go to one. I just have to be. There has to be a lot of single women who are my type, like that person asked in the donation, to make me want to go, and I don't think that's the type of audience that will be there.
You need to change industries, Franklin. I don't think this is the place. The ratio is too bad. We've got Namin saying, what was oh my god, I can't read anymore. What was the most favorite ape you've ever collected?
Probably not probably. It was my gold one. That was I don't know how many I had when I got it. It was when it minted out. So I minted 3 before they minted out. And then eventually I went all in on a gold one. But I made the gold in my profile picture. It matched the colors of the college I went to, University of Southern California. So I was already a fan of those colors. And then gold is the most rare color. And somehow I was able to convince the entire market that they should spend more money on gold and that improve the value of it. So that became my brand for a very long time. There's people now on the timeline who have no idea what that is when they see it. So it's just interesting how quickly time flies. But during that time, it was a good run. So I really had a very recognizable profile picture. Beeple, when a month or so after I sold it, Beeple had like a post of like some guy throwing away different paintings, and one of them was mine, basically saying people are selling their stuff. Somebody else might have sold a punk or something, and I think that caused him to write it. So it's in a Beeple picture, so that's a good flex to have with my profile picture. So yeah, it had a good run. I like that profile picture. I'd buy it back if I could afford it. I mean, I probably can't afford it, but don't want to spend too much money on it if I brought it back.
You made history. All right. I think we're gonna start closing it up. Unless you want to have,
that's fine with me.
I don't know. Do you want to have like some last thoughts?
Let me go see the questions that you asked me. Did we cover everything?
Yeah, we just went with the flow.
Honestly. Yes, that looks good. Invest in Pump Fund by the Vine streaming token I'm helping with. The story behind that is that I got Peaks involved with Alon, so I don't think I got into much details about my relationship with Alon. So he's definitely looking for streamers, so that I picked somebody who was successful in Web2, not really in streaming, but just Web2 life, and he got into streaming, so Pump Fund supported him with like startup costs and stuff. So if anybody out there is looking to stream or have a contact or wants to bring in big names, don't talk to Kamsky, talk to me. Go to Pump Fund and I'll make it happen.
Cool.
That was just a joke. Of course I like your stream, so yeah. If you ever want to come to Pump Fund in the future, hit me up.
Consider it. Yeah, very cool. I mean, I'm gonna have to go and check out the streaming side of things. When's your next stream, Franklin? Before we close off.
That's a good question. I haven't done it, so it's been almost a month since I streamed. I there's some times where I like see stuff, like I was riding roller coasters and stuff in the mountains, like mountain coasters. I should have streamed those, but I like forgot about it until after the fact. So my dad is also trying to get into streaming and video editing and stuff. So he showed me the software that if I can connect with OBS, if I have a good internet connection like you and it can like multi-stream, I want to have like an avatar. So not my face, and then just start talking. I feel like without my face showing and being looking like I'm an anon, um, I can like be more unfiltered. So I want to try that out. So if I can get that to work, that will be my next stream. So maybe I just need free time. I need like a week or so to like make sure it works.
Okay,
And then
let
of
us
course
know.
I don't want to start a stream and like test something out and then like it looks weird. So I had to figure out how to do that too.
Honestly, that's fine. I've had so many tech issues. Like my last stream, the mic, I told you there was like a massive echo
Yeah.
and so on. It's cool. Like it's a live stream. Like it's the whole point of streaming is, for it to be real, unscripted. We have fun. You're talking. Obviously, it's, if you're going in, it's good to have a frame, an idea what you want to talk about. But like people just want to hang out. They just want to hang out and see what's happening in the background. Like they want to see you mess up and like be part of it. I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun.
I,
Like chat helped me fix my audio issue last time. It was fun.
that's good. I do have one question though. Okay, so if you start streaming, how would you feel, or do you even check to see how many viewers are there? Well, if there's like one viewer or no viewers, because on Pump Fun there's not that many people active, viewing. So you could be streaming and like nobody's watching you. How do you handle that?
So it depends on what platform you're streaming on. Twitter, well, today it's bugging, so you can't actually see very much. But like if you look on Twitch, you can see live viewers. Twitter has a little bit of a different system where it basically aggregates all the number of people that have like opened up your stream. So it's gonna
Yeah, like total.
show it. Let's say like there were 500 people watching that clicked on my tweet with the live stream. It's gonna count 500 people, but maybe only 3 are left watching us. Who knows? Maybe there's no one
Yeah.
left now. We're still chatting, and like there's no one here. I don't know. So it's hard to tell on Twitter. I think they're doing it maybe to like boost streamers so that it encourages people. I think like the average number of viewers on Twitch is like 5 people per stream. Most people don't even get to 5. So if you have at least like 5, it's like you're already way above average. And that depends on the platform, honestly. I don't know about Pump Fun. Is it live or do they add up the numbers?
It's live. I haven't seen a number added up before, so it's all live.
Okay. Yeah, no, Twitter does it. They definitely need to step up their game in terms of streaming because it's not amazing. There's very limited
Yeah.
functionalities and so on. But who knows? Maybe soon. Either way, follow my Twitch. Follow my YouTube.
That's right. I need to follow your Twitch. I follow your YouTube. I need to follow your Twitch. I keep
Nice.
forgetting, so I'll do that.
I
as soon
got
as
a
we get off.
follower. I got a follower yesterday. I didn't even push it. I'm super grateful. Whoever's supporting, big love to you. Especially if you're following my YouTube. We all know how difficult it is, especially in the beginning. Like people don't want to. I know it's like a new account. There's not that many followers there. It's easier to follow an account with like thousands of followers. So I really, really appreciate the people that are supporting at such an early stage and really supporting and are just there and following and reposting and sharing. I see that I have like 5 followers on Twitch. Honestly, you guys rock. You're the best.
What's your Twitch name?
Kamsky TV.
Okay, so just like your Instagram name.
Yes, it's up here on the top
Are you gonna go
right.
live on Instagram?
Wow, that's a lot of platforms. I think I'm gonna focus. Honestly, I'm gonna focus on Twitter, where obviously like my community is, and then obviously Twitch, just because it's a good platform for streaming, and maybe Pump Fun. Who knows? I'm gonna head over there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so I just followed you on Twitch, so now you have 6.
Sick. Thank you. Appreciate it. Big love. But really, like,
Yep.
yeah, you know what it's like to start up a channel. Like, everybody just wants to be there when you're big and stuff. And it's always that
Right.
thing, like the people close to you, they'll like judge you. They'll be like, oh, what are they trying to do? They only have a few followers. Look at them, and then they'll just be like, seeing stuff and not supporting, and ultimately come around when there is a crowd. I think it's just human psychology, or just people, we tend to, we want to play it safe. We're always going to look for comfort, and obviously the crowds are comforting, so no judgment. But following someone new means you're going against your human impulses and programming. So honestly,
Right.
like, big love to anyone that does that. I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate you, Sarah, too. You follow me on Twitch. I love you guys. Yeah, I think you should set up a. Do you have a Twitch as well, or are you just doing?
It was just the account. Like I made one just to follow people, so I don't actively stream on Twitch. I never, because I started using it like to view stuff, and I didn't really believe I didn't really believe in live streaming that much. That was a few years ago, so I didn't really build it. I just made an account. Obviously, I should have pivoted to live streaming at some point to just build a brand there, but no, I haven't done it. I do want to stream myself playing video games. I just don't really have video games to play, so um, or don't have the patience to 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 set it up and start playing. But one day I'll do that on my stream too if I get it all set up. So
Video games
I
is
have
fun.
ideas of what I want to stream, just am not like executing on them.
Max
But yeah,
saying
if you're,
play Elden Ring. Oh my god, so tough.
I have no idea what that game is. I would play Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's my favorite video game, the one that I've played the longest in my life. So that, or yeah, probably just that. That is just something I like doing. Um, Somebody has to really like me watching me build stuff on there though. That's the thing. I would like to stream like doing my work in the aerospace industry to show people like how I operate with math and stuff. That probably breaks a lot of rules in terms of export control and showing showing different parts for different companies that probably shouldn't be shown to the world. So if I had a better
don't
job in
don't
terms
get
of
arrested.
showing people how I think, that would be nice. So there's a lot of like math and science things I would like to stream if I really put the effort into doing it. So that just has like a really small community, but maybe they're dedicated. Maybe it's a lot more smart people out there than I think.
I mean, Max is saying IRL streams are ultra bullish. 100%. I mean, go on Twitch. There's literally people like streaming, live streaming. They plugged in their security cameras in their farms and are just like
Oh wow,
live streaming chicken running around and crops growing, and like there's quite some views. So
nice.
it's very
I might.
it's
We'll see.
there's for sure it's niche. There's an audience. Like, you have a skill, you're good at math, way better than I am, that's for sure. Like, so there's definitely people that would want to
I don't
learn.
know yet because you speak how many languages? 5?
Yeah, I speak 5,
Yeah, so I
but
just
I'm not
assume
so
that
good
you're
at
smart.
maths.
I just assume that you're smarter than me. So we'll
Different.
see about the math part.
No, the maths not so good. Pretty bad, but I can't speak a lot of languages. That's for sure. I don't know which
Yeah,
side of the brain is
like
more developed.
the flex that you had from the stream, not yesterday, but the one before, where you were like, we're doing this in English. I was like, wait a minute. You
With
have like
Emily, yes.
multiple language streams. What a flex! That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it was with Emily. She's Belgian as well, so we usually we speak French between us, even though
Oh,
Belgium,
okay.
we have multiple languages in Belgium. So it's like the north tends to be bilingual, just because
Wow.
already like all cinema, TV is not dubbed, so everybody speaks English. And then, they teach French in school. Although I speak Italian because my dad's Italian, so I grew up in Italy. So
And then what were the other? So what were the other 2 languages then? English, French, Italian.
Flemish, because I'm from Antwerp, and
Yeah,
that's
Flemish.
it's Dutch but with a different accent. So if you take like Portuguese and Brazilian, same language but like completely different
Yeah.
accents, ways of talking, etc. And I'm Spanish, so 5.
Wow.
At some point I need
Yeah.
to
See
learn
that.
another one, but I speak them more or less
Oh my
like all
gosh.
fluently. I should probably learn another one. Arabic is on my list, but it's everybody speaks English in Dubai, so I don't know. I do need to learn it. My grandfather is Algerian, so I need to honor the family roots at some point.
Yeah.
I can only say like a few words, like so embarrassing. So yeah.
Yeah. See, my American centered worldview made me only made me only learn English. So I'm very limited in outside of English to communicate with everybody else. But yeah, that's a very, very nice flex. And then I was gonna say another see, I'm just giving you showering you with all kinds of compliments, but they're real because your your Twitch only has 6 followers, but you have like this really, really nice setup for Twitter and whatever else other platforms you want to do. So I think it's like it definitely helps to be early, at least for a follower like me, to like know that there's somebody with such a successful stream that's like going on with not a lot of followers. I feel like you feel like you stumbled upon a hidden gem when you see something that you really like that's not really popular at the time. So then by the time it does become popular, you're like, hey, I told you so.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also it needs to be fun. Like I enjoy honestly like I enjoy yapping on stream. I can talk for hours. Like I think it's like super fun. I've been buying plushies here. Like my collection is you can't really see it, but I have like I don't know how many plushies. I probably need more at some point. I'll get one of those like pudgy penguins, mega ones. But it's something that's fun and I mean, I think the way we consume information and content has changed forever, and we cannot stay in the past. And streaming is, the future. We see it also like with Mood Labs, like our agency with our clients. Like we produce streams for them. It's such a better way. Like it brings so much value in terms of like ROI that they get, which is not even quantifiable because you get exposure, you get a community, you get, like contacts, you get, a network, you get content, you get to share screen. People see you're building trust. Um, it's just like a different way of interacting, which is like non-scripted, more fun. And people want to see that. Like we're entering an age where AI, well, first of all, most of the internet is bots at the moment, and that number is going to be increasing. We're going to be seeing so much more like AI generated content, and it's going to be so tough to like really see the difference between it. But right now, like to me, like when I see a UGC AI creator gives me that ick, but I think it's only a matter of time before we're not going to really be able to tell the difference. But you can't like, streaming is real. Like people want to see you fuck up. They want to see you like say whatever and like, just be natural. And I think there's something to that, especially given, that we're going into this like AI world, which is amazing. I love AI. Everybody should be using it. I think it's crazy that some people are not even using ChatGPT. I have friends around me that don't leverage it, but anyway, everyone their own time. But streaming is fun, and you can like tell a lot of things and distribute content. Like Spaces, my God, can't stand Spaces anymore. Like so outdated. So outdated. Like, what are you gonna do? Clip a space with some PFPs, which also brings me to a new point. Like, this is where we're going in terms of like distribution and content creation. Crypto historically has been like very pro privacy, anonymity, and so on. I definitely see this also influencing creators. There's gonna be a point where it's going to be I do think it's going to be really tough for people that are non-docs to keep, especially like KOLs, to keep staying like as relevant as they were, or at least getting as many deals. We already see it with companies. They're looking for people that have an audience and know how to like navigate channels like YouTube and TikTok. Like being only on Twitter isn't enough anymore, which means that you have to docs. Like there's only so much that you're gonna be able to do, and people are gonna hate me for saying this, but if you want to grow, and the whole world is going towards video content, seeing faces, it's gonna be it's gonna be tougher and tougher for people to maintain that position and just hiding behind a PFP. Or LARPing as a girl when you're a man, like all these like. But I mean, from an industry point of view, like that's definitely what we're seeing. Twitter is not good enough. Still relevant, but people need to step up the game. So if you do feel like, you're comfortable on camera and, obviously you need to invest in a good mic, good setup, like do it. Do it. And there's so many platforms that will reward you. Like, this is such a good time to start streaming. Like, go on Pump Fun. Like, there's not that many people. Like, go get those deals, like not a lot of people are doing it. It's really tough. Like, it took me months, from the moment I said like I'm gonna start streaming to actually doing it. Took me a lot of time. Sarah saying you're correct, Kamsky. I knew you clocked on once you changed your PFP. Yeah, that was yeah. I changed my PFP not because I didn't like Base Angels. I love that community. They're super nice and they made me a beautiful honorary. But like, I think doing that and changing to my face really, I see the engagement change, like it's me, it's my brand. I want to push my brand now, and I do see people interact with me just because they see a face rather than a PFP. Although I did make a poll where, I asked like, what's a cool PFP to have? Is it like an NFT or whatever anime, or is it like your face? And I think the face was the one that people faded the most, but I'm getting the most engagement I've ever had after changing, So
Um, I think that's a good move for you especially as a founder. So just so people know that, like, okay, this is this is the real person behind this account. This is an actual person who operates their own Twitter account. They're not some intern or some random bot. I mean, well, not a bot. You just it's a random person that you have no idea who you are, what you do, or anything about you. So at least seeing a face gives some sort of like personal relationship and access to your brand and what you're doing. And then if you're going to show it during the stream anyway, that's what people are going to recognize you by. You're not streaming. It's not like you are hiding behind a picture with your profile picture and you're talking. It's like your actual human face. So if that's all we're going to see on your content, or most of what we're going to see on your content, then yeah, it's important to have that represent your personal brand as well when you post online.
unless I'm a girl, right? Let's not forget there's not many of us here, so might as well leverage like I'm not a dude. How many, like, now
I was
there's,
trying to give the politically correct answer.
I bet
But
that's
yeah,
a
that makes
fact.
sense too. Yeah.
There's no, I mean, it's a fact, right? Like, there's no more
Yeah.
calling me bro or dude. Like, I'm obviously, not a dude. So that's definitely something that I think if you're a woman and, don't be shy, show your face. Like, you're just
Right.
gonna grow so much more if
I,
that's
I
what you want to
definitely
do.
I definitely would notice and try to appreciate as many women as I can in Web3. I mean, if you look at the top streamers, like Thread Guy, for example, I don't know for sure, but I'm sure the ratio of women to men on his interview schedule was like this to like below below the camera
Yeah,
in
there's
terms of
none.
scale. So yeah, it's important to really support women because they're not supported by everybody. It seems like so. That's another reason why I do what I do in the space. Um, why is your Instagram profile picture green, or at least is that a private one?
Oh, I mean, so Kamsky, just before, like, little parenthesis, Kamsky has been my nickname for a long time. Like, it's been my Instagram nickname for forever. I just liked having a color. I don't know. I just vibe with it. I really liked having color. It was the initial color of our logo, and you can see it here. It's not the same. It's actually, this green here is not the same color, but it comes close to that, like, green.
Nice.
I just liked it. I thought it would pop off on the feed quite different. If you follow me in what is it? It's green for the green era. Yes, exactly, for the green era. I love green.
Oh my goodness.
By green. Shadow
That's
guy.
the token. The green is that still running?
Oh, that's no. What is that? Oh shit. Am I
Because
shilling a token?
Taylor Swift has Orange Era, right, for her album, and so there was a token called Orange that really
Ah, yes.
blew up today. So there was another one called Green, but then I think there were two of them. So
I missed that.
I was just confused. I didn't know if one of them was still doing well.
I was being naive and thinking someone was just saying green. I'm like, bro.
Oh. Yeah, it's definitely when I said buy green, that gave it away. I was like, okay,
I don't know.
they're heavily
Yeah, because it's
invested
like
into
green
the.
candles. Yeah, sorry guys. Like I was busy today, not in the trenches. You caught me there.
Nah.
Was I a big runner? Did I miss a big run?
The orange was a big runner because PumpFun tweeted something was promised 3,000 years ago. I guess as something to do with being Jewish and Elon, I guess is the 3,000 years thing, but they posted something about orange arrow was promised 3,000 years ago or something like that. So that really, I mean, orange was really popping a lot from the Taylor Swift announcement. It was just basically the picture of her, like orange and green picture or whatever. And so then green must have was like a derivative of the orange one. So then they had the green era, and then I bought, and then it went straight down to zero. And then I saw another green era take off, and I was like, wait, why couldn't you just buy the one that was already going instead of starting a new one? So then I gave up. I just quit.
You have to like spray and pray. Spray and pray. Just buy them all.
Yeah,
Go
like
everywhere,
that's
like-
life in the trenches. You buy the token and then it dies, and then the token of the same name starts running.
Yeah, or the one that you don't even you dump and you decide not to take any dust, keep dust.
Right.
It goes to millions, and yeah, I mean, been there. Oh my god, so many times. It is what it is. The green one was done by the orange dev. Ooh, okay. Need to go check it.
Well,
I saw
orange
about the
definitely
orange
ran.
one, but
Yeah, the orange definitely ran. Like that was a hit, and that was because of Taylor Swift. But then it's like, okay, well, then it's like, which one do you buy? Do you buy the green one because it's the derivative, or do you buy the OG orange one?
right, you
All
buy
these
them
choices
all.
that you think about with
You
meme
buy them all.
coins. Yeah, buy them all. But see, I did. I bought orange and green, and my green went to zero. So I didn't know like who the dev was or whatever. So I guess maybe the orange one saw the green one take off and was like, I should make a green one myself so I can corner the market. Maybe they should make white next or red or something.
What happened with Troll and S-Swift?
What is S-Swift? I don't know what that like. What was the whole point? What was the lore? Oh, so the person who made Troll made S-Swift?
Apparently.
And that
both
like
rugged at the same time.
tanked really hard.
I mean,
Yeah.
it rugged
I don't know.
completely.
Troll went down. Like I remember when it was above useless, I was like so happy. I didn't bookmark those tweets that I made about useless was below Troll last week, and I was like, wow, this is a bad sign for bonk fun, but I've been proven wrong.
Shadow Guy saying green for Kent. Damn, he's like shilling it hard. What's up? Is the chart like?
I don't know. I gave up last night when I saw the other one take off. I was like, I'm not gonna get rugged on 2 green coins. Like one's good enough. I'm not gonna try it again.
Yeah, you just move
so
on.
I don't know. Maybe it's moving.
I haven't been trenching much lately, to be honest. Like
you've been busy building a nice stream, so at least you've been like anybody who doesn't trench and like makes up to do actual productive, nice work for the community is definitely goated.
I have been trading though, the caps, for sure, but not trenching. It's just like so time consuming. Really, I just don't have time. I have too many platforms to maintain. So go follow my my YouTube and my Twitch. Like this stream, retweets, whatever you gotta do.
Yep, I'll do that for your later streams too. I have alerts turned on, so it's not like, I mean, sometimes I miss it because if I'm like for some reason staying up late in the middle of the night.
You have the weirdest like sleep schedule, honestly.
Yeah, that's like definitely not a flex. That's embarrassing to admit, but you said it, so you're right.
Sleep is I'm a bit big sleep advocate.
If I sleep well, then I'll miss your GM tweets. So if you see me reply
then you
GM,
can't tweet. Oh my god, what is the platform called? Gambling on tweet views. Twee.
Oh, Tween. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not tweeting your GM tweets within 2 minutes of you saying it, then that means I'm having a good sleep.
I'm usually
if you see it, that means I'm not doing like unproductive things in my life. So that's how you know.
Okay, well, I hope you missed them, but like I'm I'm here in Dubai. I keep the morning to just like catch up on work or work out and stuff. Like I usually start tweeting at 12. But I'm flying to Indonesia. I'm going to Bali on Friday. So I think time zone is gonna change a little bit, and morning there
Yeah.
will be evening. Like it's gonna be 12 hours from like EST. So yeah, I'm either gonna have to start tweeting like much earlier, or like I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, I'll probably be if you're doing it early morning, Bali, or just morning, then I'll be around to see it because I'll probably be awake. But yeah, the Dubai hours are tough for me to
It's
keep up with.
tough.
So
I know, but yeah,
there might be a day you don't hear from me. It's because I just I was sleeping. But so it's funny. Like when I do engage, I am up to no good, and then when I don't engage, then I just miss out. So it's interesting.
well, I hope you get lots of points because you're definitely driving the marketing from Tweem. You're on every single tweet. They must love you a lot. By the way, for those
I don't
that
know. The whole point of that was because with my political stuff last year, I would post a lot in replies to big accounts. So that really got, like my reply guy gene going. But I didn't think that people would notice if I just tag somebody in a reply. I didn't know like it would blow up to where people, even you, even if I reply to you, I didn't know like how much you would notice it if I just like, sneak in the replies, as opposed to
I
posting on my
manage
main
my
feed.
accounts. I mean, I don't have any reply guys or interns, so I see every single tweet that comes through. I may not always have time to reply to everybody, but like I see you
Yeah,
all in my tweets. Also, the
interesting.
weird comments in my GMs. I see you guys. I will ignore you though. Maybe block you,
You
but
always you are very good at like engaging with my engagement because I would post like one word like nice or something, and then you would reply like nice.
I don't know.
So
I
it's
like
always you're always
that
one of my
dry
favorites.
humor.
Yeah, you really understand my dry humor. I really like that. So with Tween, did you know that I think starting a couple days ago that whatever bet I make, and they retroactively did it with all the past bets. So if I win and get points, then you get 10% of the points on your account.
I didn't know that.
So you don't even have to, yeah. So you don't even have to, like, you're making points off of me betting on you now. It used to be just me making points, but now it's,
Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
So
There's a wow. I haven't used my
yeah,
music box in a while. Yeah.
if you, yeah. So if you ever were to get started, I don't know if like you have to do one first before like add to your account. So if you get like 1 point off of something, then like the thousands of points that you get off of my bets probably would add to it and royalties.
Very cool. Thank you. I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
I need to check it out. I see the account. They also interact with me. It's about time. That's it.
I
Converting.
think because I tagged them so much under you, they like now they know who I replied to.
Yeah, I
Like that
bet.
girl who asked if I was single. Just look at her who I replied to, and you can make new friends or know exactly who like I interact with. So yeah, shout out to them for interacting with you, and now you can become an influencer with them.
Well, I'm joining their cult here, their Twitter community. Say GM
Okay,
when
I don't know how busy they are over
it's
there, but you
okay.
can
I'll
feel
support.
free to hype it up,
My
pump my
I'm gonna
bags.
just say Franklin sent me. Let me in. Have
That
to.
that works.
Yes, I'm gonna start doing it. Have to.
As and then it's free too. It's not like I'm betting real money. So as long as I have a free bankroll, I'm like there's no downside to it. That's how I see it. As opposed to the info stuff where you have to tweet about a certain project or like tag them or tag the token name and all that stuff every 5 minutes just to get noticed. I don't have to worry about getting noticed. I don't have to worry about how many views my tween bet's getting. It's betting on another person's views. Like if nobody views my tween bets, I still win points. It doesn't really matter how that goes. So that's what I like about it. It's just very low effort. And if I'm going to read it anyway, I'm already spending time on the tweet, so I might as well just stamp something on it.
What do you think about Kaido's new updates? Everyone's like complaining.
Well, I missed the whole kind of. I would have been. I had like probably over 4,000 smart followers, maybe even more of
Wow.
Kaido, and that was after everybody unfollowed me from politics. So if I had known that was all that was going to happen, I would have managed my smart followers a lot better. So I was so big on there that I was very disappointed when I didn't have it anymore. So I never really participated in earning yaps or figured out the system. It was just either being done naturally or I just didn't care. So I think what I've heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that they just changed the algorithm so that the people who were getting a bunch of yaps aren't getting any, and then they were like accusing people of using AI slop. So maybe they have people type the tweets, AI type the tweets for them or something to maximize their yap. So they're not really being genuinely talking about a project, but still getting yaps for it. And so to that I say, um, not that AI tweeting is the best thing ever or that you should do it, but in Kaito's Twitter name and their URL, it's Kaito AI. So if they're going to use AI to judge how well we tweet, then you can't really be mad if other people are using AI to try to beat that system and score points. It reminds me of like um, you're writing a paper in high school and you use AI to help you write your paper. Well, the teacher is probably using AI to help grade the paper or help figure out if it was written by AI. So then it's like now it's AI versus AI at that point.
Did you see
So
that
like
chart?
who wins?
Did you see that chart from ChatGPT? I think it was like users like drastically dropped after like I think like 8th of June, which is kind of like it marks the end of school year or something. Just like went down. Like,
I didn't know that. That's crazy. And see, that's another thing in terms of like what advice I would give to young people.
Mhm.
Um, I wasn't like I couldn't imagine being in high school or middle school or even college age at this point when you have all those AI tools to either do the work for you or whatever you need to do with it. It would just be hard for me to know what to do to succeed in those types of fields in this era. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, or if I'm just like a boomer and behind the times. But that's definitely not what we were doing when we were that age.
I mean, the level of cheating when we went to high school was quite different. We had paper notes stuck in
Yeah, I
books
saw
with.
somebody tweet that um, we should have more respect because back in our day we actually had to put in work to cheat. We actually like the skill of cheating was just as hard as actually learning
Oh, I was like
what we were
printing
cheating
out
about.
etiquettes and putting them on the water bottles and like on gum, like little gum things. I would literally remake all things,
Yeah, like you might as well have just
right?
learned it.
Like,
You might as well just studied at
oh,
that point.
oh my God. Right. Oh my
Yeah,
God. The furthest I went was so physics, so bad. Anyway, anything that, but I remember going in the bathroom where our exam hall was. I wrote all the formulas on toilet paper. I hid that toilet roll in the like somewhere in the toilet because they would like follow you and like basically just go and check out the formulas and then throw that toilet paper so that they would check. It was so much effort. I
that's
passed. I
that
passed.
is that is
I really
a
passed.
I don't
But
know what to
like,
say. That's a story that should go on like TikTok or something. So you basically cheated on the thing that you stick in your private parts. You so basically you pulled the answers out of your own.
no,
What?
it was a
I know I'm
roll
just
I
joking. It's just
put.
funny that you went to like the back
Imagine.
and pulled out toilet paper and was like, oh, instead of using this to wipe myself, I'm going to use this to get an A on my
Exactly.
test.
Much more useful. Yeah, no, I mean we
Oh
went
my
to such
gosh, that
great
is
lengths. I mean it was
that's like a spy
tough.
movie. That's spy movie type stuff right there.
It was. I'm so proud of myself. I'm honestly
Wow.
like the creativity and like courage to do it because it was tough, right? Or like I had this like, so I went to French school when I was I think I was like 11, and we had these like it's called dictée, like they would basically say words and you had to make sure you had the right spelling, whatever. I had this like I was living in Italy and I had just moved to Belgium, so I spoke French, but I hadn't been to French school before. I had this like little electronic vocabulary thing that I would basically have under the desk, and I would like just put the words in. Very, back in the days. I don't know. I always found ways to like make it. I don't want to call it cheat. I was creative in reaching my goals and Success.
Right. You didn't have you didn't have ChatGPT back then. Everybody else does, and they can just use it.
And oh
So
my
yeah.
god.
Well,
But
then
I
it
so
worked
good.
out because you know how to speak it, so it doesn't even matter how you did it. Like you you accomplished it. See, I took Spanish class. I took 4 semesters of Spanish in high school and don't even like the day that I would learn something, the next day I would just forget it. So that's my extent of Spanish. Just don't even know it anymore.
I mean,
So
I do have to
it
say
worked out.
today, running a company, I mean, running an agency, at least our business model in the era of ChatGPT is a blessing. Like, there's so many things that we automate.
Okay, that's good.
Like, we're able to stay lean. Like, we're able to automate stuff. Like, we were able to, our output is, so much more. It's just, we're so productive. We're just really, really productive. We're able to streamline processes, like, make things happen. Execution is just like, becomes so much more smooth just if you have these like tools that support you and you don't need like 1,000 people on your team to make things happen. Although I do have to say, like, to work in Web3, there's only a certain amount of things that you can do and automate, before you actually need people to help you execute and achieve
Hmm.
stuff. But internally, honestly, a blessing to have a company in the era of ChatGPT. Like, I'm not saying go vibe code everything because there's so many. Now, the big trend is, vibe code a $1 billion company, gonna go raise from VCs, say FU to Colombia, and if you're like a
Oh yeah,
young
I remember
founder.
seeing that. Yeah.
But there are definitely complications that come with a vibe coded app that, like, at some point you're going to need some real developers. But again, the tools are there. So it's, again, like, we have so much information available that even we didn't have when we went to high school. There's no excuse to remain ignorant in this day and age. You literally can ask. The world is in your hand, in your phone. Like, you just need to know how to prompt and to think and be creative. So yeah, that's but it's cool. I like the direction the world is going. And people are saying, yeah, it's gonna steal your job. No, it's just gonna, like, of course jobs are gonna get replaced, but your output is just gonna get so much more, so much better, improve. You can do more. You'll be more productive. Like, we can. I was talking about it with Max the other day. Actually, like, we're gonna be able to have like smaller companies and remain a startup for a long time without having to like ultra scale, which isn't necessarily what we're trying to do, but you can like stay small and just keep being a startup for like a long time, which is nice. Like, that culture is nice. I would never want to go back to a massive corporate. It just wasn't for me. Wasn't for me. Yeah, Max saying one
Then
person, $1 billion company is coming. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Definitely, there is
maybe
something about having humans. Like, I think having people around, they give you energy. They give you, you need. We need people, right? So there's definitely something that cannot be replaced with that. And all these people talking about AI boyfriends and AI girlfriends, like, there's, you're gonna have something missing there. That's for sure. Whether you like it or
right.
not. But even for people, like, the energy that someone can bring, and even just like, you know there a different perspective that maybe AI cannot give. Like, it's something that, cannot be replaced. But staying lean is going to become so much more, you know so kind of a norm in a way. But at least for us, we're doing it, and we're growing. But we're not looking to hire like 10 people because we can just work more, have more like
Right.
support from AI. Like, so
It's
yeah.
good. It's good that you have that type of foresight too. So you're not overly ambitious at the beginning of spending money on certain things that you know it's going to not be productive or just and that would cause you to run out of money, and then you just have roadblocks of having to deal with employment and all that stuff. That's just something that you could spend your resources elsewhere, especially if you don't need it. Then you don't have to think about it, and then yeah, if you can use Chat GPT to take care of anything else you need, um, that's definitely a plus. And um, it's good to be early to thinking that too, so you can be ahead of the game. So by the time other people realize that, again, you're an expert in how to run a company in this Chat GPT AI era. So that's very good too.
It is. It
Um,
makes it tough though, because sometimes, you have to make decisions, and if I can run a script and automate the processes, and I don't need to, like I'm managing budgets, right? We're looking at
Mhm.
increasing revenue and maintaining our cash flow. If you know I can cut cost, like it's important to do so. And if you can automate, you know, a task that somebody was doing and then asking, a salary for it, it would be really stupid not to do it. You know what I mean? And this is something that's really tough as a business owner to having to make these decisions, and like the whole HR out of it is it's tough, right? Like hiring is not an easy task, and managing people is something that is not something that I could have like foresaw it as an experience. Although back in when I was working at Bloomberg, I was hiring. I was part of the hiring crew for my department. I hired like so many people, interviewed so many people. You're managing that, but once you do it for yourself and you're in charge, it's a different game. And I don't think anyone can like prepare you for that, even though you've done it for another company. When it's you, it's people really underestimate like what it takes. And so yeah, but again, like there's more tools now, and Max is saying, and because certain things are automatable, it's easy to double down on the things that AI won't be able to replace. Exactly, like streaming. Like
Yep.
streaming is one of those things, like to be human, right? And that's why like we have now this like creator program that we started. And the main we're coaching our creators, we're helping them blossom and grow, and these are like small accounts that have like around like 1K followers and so on. The biggest, let's say, advice that I keep giving, and reflections and maybe comments and criticism is like, people are they need to be human. Like nobody wants to read slop. Nobody. People are allergic. We've seen the end dashes, like all the stuff. Like just write something that is shorter. Write your own thoughts. Make like spelling mistakes. It doesn't matter. Just be yourself and be human. Because if you're using ChatGPT and doing a copy paste, you're speaking in ChatGPT, and nobody wants to read that. That has no personality, and it's
Right.
something that is gonna hurt you in the long run. It's very lazy, and it's so if you're using it, you're literally you're posting, and your audience is people that are it takes me half a second to I know when someone I know, because the words are too complicated. Nobody uses that kind of
Right.
language unless they're like a literature or philosophy student that just
Yeah,
graduated
they would
and
ha
needs to show
it would
off
have to
their
be their
language.
brand. It would have to be their brand to, like, you'd already have to know that actual person talks like
Exactly,
that.
speaks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy who you can feel when something is done by AI. It feels really empty. Yeah, there's this like, yeah, there it's an ick, like especially when you see a video and stuff. And we're saying this at the beginning of the stream, like 3 hours ago, actually. Oh my
I know,
god,
I talk a lot, so,
we both,
there's
yeah, like
I have some sort of blame for that,
oh,
but
good. Sarah is saying a simple like and a comment by a human beats AI by miles. Human connection is imperative to make it far. 100%. And people can feel that there's something that, like you guys, people really underestimate that, you can feel we're all connected. There's no separation. Your intention, your emotions can be felt through the screen at a certain degree, depending on how sensitive you are. And like AI feels empty, you know? And whether you're aware that you're feeling these things, have these all like sensorial, I don't know what you want to call it, but like uh, gifts in a way that are developed to a certain point or not. But AI doesn't feel like anything. So again, to all these people that are finding comfort in ChatGPT, like, go connect with other people. Like, please don't do this to yourself. And also don't think that like writing slop is gonna get you far, because again, it's empty. It's empty. Use it for framing your thoughts. Use it for like finding inspiration, for, having like, a structure, but then you gotta like edit it and work on it. It's only the base, it can help you get the first, draft out of the way, but you gotta make it yours. It's energy. We're feeling energy. Of course, everything is energy. So, and not every, we all feel it at a certain degree, and it's sometimes unconscious. But everybody feels it. We are sensitive. And Max saying even the biggest AI maxi will eventually come to the to realization that human connection means more than using AI as a therapist. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like
Some people I know, some people I know are using ChatGPT as their therapist. I didn't know that
so
was a
many
thing.
friends. I have
Like
so many
you'd
friends.
hear one person talk about it, and then like then it becomes then like it's like a trend. Like everybody's doing it. I'm like, wow. I thought only my friend was doing it, but now everybody else is doing it. It's
Everyone,
just
everyone. Like it's one of the most. I saw like a review by Harvard that they basically kind of checked what was the most like why were people using ChatGPT the most with for therapy. I have a comment. The problem with
wow.
that is that you're prompting in a certain way which isn't objective. Like you are dictating which in which way it needs to go. And also there's something that like just get a real therapist. You know what I mean? Like get a person that can where that can make you feel like understood or seen. You need to feel that compassion coming from someone that also has an objective perspective and is a professional and not depending on your ability to prompt. you know how I don't know,
I
like that's
I during my hiatus, um, once I came back here to North Carolina, I found a therapist. Well, I really needed one. So I got one. He actually moved out of the state within like 2 months. So then I started another one. So I've been seeing that therapist every week, or almost every week, just give or take, maybe like once every few months if I had some conflict or something. But pretty much every week until now. So it's been almost 2 years, definitely a year and a half of seeing a therapist every week. And I just missed last week because I was out of town and a little bit busy this week. So I'll start back up next week. But it's been really helpful to have a human therapist that I go see in person because I don't know if I even get the same thing talking on Zoom or remote. I feel like that human connection is very important. So then to go on Chat GPT and think I
right.
can get the same sort of therapy is like I can't. I don't believe in that at all.
No, it's like an excuse. I think like you know you can hide and you can turn off your. The thing is with ChatGPT, like you can literally like switch off your computer and like close the tab if they're saying something you don't like. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Right.
gonna. It's I don't know. Like we're definitely gonna see. I mean, there's so many therapy apps coming up and like, but human connection is everything. And we are human. We need other humans. You know, think think for yourself and it might be cheaper. Of course therapy is expensive. I'm not like judging that, but there's also, if you're going through something, there are support groups that rely on donations, whatever it is that you're going, like go find this. Like, and again, the power of the group is so important. Like you cannot replicate that with just an AI. It's not going to give you the same like growth experience and get you out of where you are. So if it's just like for the money thing, that's just an excuse. Maybe you don't want it hard enough. I mean, not you, but like, just people in general, right? It's not that easy really to go dive and look at yourself. It's really not easy. It takes courage, it takes time, it takes, like it's a tough journey, but at the end of the day, like what are we here for other than just getting to know ourselves better and becoming better versions, right? But you're not going to achieve that with ChatGPT. Like, I'm sorry to break it out
Right.
to you.
And then I mean, at some point, like yeah, you're talking to them, but then what if you like I said, what if you don't like what they're saying, or what if it's just you're so deep in the conversation that they're not smart enough to adjust to what else is going on in your life, and then you decide to try a new AI, a new chat for therapy or something, and then so you would have to draw on what you talked to your old AI therapist about with a new one. So then that becomes another example of like AI talking to AI because you taking what you learned from AI over here and trying to like live that way, and then now talk to this other bot, maybe even asking, "Hey, this AI bot said this. Do you agree with this advice, or should you give me other advice?"
We're gonna
And so
get
then you lose all
therapists. Yeah, we're
critical
gonna
thinking.
we're gonna get therapists that are gonna like solve people that use AI as therapists soon. I think
Right,
it's gonna be a new branch.
right. Maybe we should invest in those companies early, but
Yeah, let's go look them up.
unless they're AI, so yeah, it would have AI inception in a very short while.
What's short?
it's a lot shorter than I thought. I mean, I didn't think people were going to use therapy, they use it for therapy this fast, but now, yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to need therapy from using that therapy, so they'll have to talk to another therapist, whether it's real life or AI.
Sarah's saying probably ChatGPT says everything you want to hear. That's why people are very comfortable with it. Indeed. They're just
Yeah, it's glaze.
reinforcing.
It's like max glaze mode over there. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if they were too mean, people would be complaining that it was too mean. So it's like, where do you draw the line in
Yeah.
the middle?
I have girlfriends that just like cry about their dating life on ChatGPT, and they break up and then they go to ChatGPT for comfort, tells them they're the best.
Yeah,
But what happens if you made some mistakes? You're not gonna take responsibility for that thing. Like it's tough.
right.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I love ChatGPT. I love AI. I don't use it for therapy. I use real people, professionals. You'll get so much out of it. Like, if you need therapy, get therapy. It's just standard personal health is important. Put it through. Um, yeah, like don't leave it to the last minute, right? Like,
Right.
can always learn things and improve, and it's a fun journey at the end of the day. So yeah.
Yeah, having a different perspective and a friendship, is important. I mean, you don't have to like go out and purposely make friends just because they're another person, but just really take pride in who you surround yourself with and what you're doing, and improving on your life, and of course get the help if necessary. Um, Maybe Chat GPT will give people that advice. They'll tell you, "Hey, stop talking to me. Go touch grass and go have some friends and talk to a real therapist." That would be a nice piece of advice too,
Yeah, I hope so. I'm gonna try that tomorrow.
if you're that smart.
I'm gonna start wrapping up for real because I'm gonna go to sleep. It's 11 p.m.
That's right. I forget it's late over there. I
No,
got
but
some
this
work to
was
do over
like
here.
super fun. We broke the record of my longest stream, so it's really cool.
Yay!
Let's go.
Um,
Wait, let me.
yeah, that was my goal. Trust me, that was my goal. I was joking. But yeah,
That
I'm
was
down to
super
do any
fun.
other streams whenever, if you
Yeah,
need a
let's do it.
guest. As you can see, I have a pretty open schedule and keep weird hours, so
Let's
just let
do
me know.
it. Can talk about anything. Cool. Well,
All
it
right.
was a pleasure. I honestly also so much love to everybody that showed up in the comments, everybody that donated to
Yeah,
the
thanks
show,
everybody.
that is following, and supporting. Honestly, like, love you guys. I'm gonna do this more often. I'm traveling to Bali next week, so I'm gonna adjust my schedule. But yeah, we're gonna get some fun guests on, and if you want to come on the show and have a cool story or a project that you want to show off, let me know. DM. And Franklin, I'll see you soon. I'm gonna come check out the Pump Fun thing, and let me know when you're
Okay,
gonna
good.
go live.
Um, yeah, I'll try to get Peaks in his Vine coin on there. So
Let's
as a
do it.
guest, I'm gonna talk to him after this. I'm gonna be like, hey, I had fun on Kamsky's stream, so I'll see if I can get him one and he can elaborate more, especially just from a streamer's perspective. As I love Pump Fun and am involved, but I'm not like a professional streamer, so it'll be nice to see you two talk it out.
Let's do it. I'm down.
All right,
All
good.
right, everybody. Thank you. This was Franklin's Untold story. I hope you guys.
Yep.
He's back. He's here to stay. It's Pump Fun, PumpDotFunGuy, and go Pump Fun. Max saying, "Let's go." It was awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate
Thank
the
you.
comments. Honestly, I really enjoyed where this conversation went. I hope you guys got something out of it. We're obviously we care. The industry is not always easy, but you definitely always go find people that you resonate with, that you vibe with. If you don't agree with us, like, it's fine. If you do, hope you got something out. So yes, thank you, Sarah. Chill stream. See you both on the timeline. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.